What's up, everybody? Welcome into a special edition of the In the Cut Fantasy Sports Podcast. We have what is started to become a yearly tradition for me. It is the opening day main event, and I'm really starting to love this event because it's getting to be it's just one of those things. It culminates an entire draft season. I've been drafting. I started my first draft back in August, which is kind of insane to think about. But so here we are. We finally made it to the opening day main event, which is always fun for me. You just wake up in the morning. It feels like I feel like a kid on Christmas morning, and it's time to draft a team and then get results later that day. So it's something that I've become very fond of. So we are underway here. I am drafting from the 14th slot. Ryan will be on here in a second, but we have we're off and running here. We got 4 picks underway already, and there's some really good players in here as usual. We got Mike Mager drafting from the 1 spot, and I can say the names because the season starts in a few hours. So I'm assuming this is everybody's last draft, hoping that anyways. But I'm running on about 4 hours of sleep. I had a main event last night. I did a late night draft last night. I drafted out of the 3 slot, and that was incredibly tough. There goes Corbin Carroll at 6. That's actually who I took last night at the 3 spot. I know Judge is the very common number 3 pick, but the way I like the board shaping up, I just like so many power hitters in the middle rounds that it's tough for me to not get a guy that steals bases right away in that first round. So here we go. So there's a couple guys that I really want down here at the back end of the first, and I don't know if I'm going to get them. Seeing some of these main events, how they've been shaping up, a lot of these guys are starting to really move up, and I don't know. I just want to make sure I get one of these 2 guys, and I'll tell you exactly who I'm talking about here in a little bit. There goes Skeens at 9. So there's the first starting pitcher off the board. 2 guys that I'm happy to see go: Kyle Tucker, Juan Soto. I'm just not into those guys in the first round this year. Tucker makes me nervous with the change of scenery and I don't know, new league, and there's just I don't know. There's just some question. The left-handed power in Wrigley is just not great. So I'm not gonna mess around with Kyle Tucker. Juan Soto is a guy that I'm fading as well in the first round. I know that sounds kind of crazy, but he just doesn't run a whole lot. I don't think he can repeat those barrel rates that he had last year. He's obviously capable of doing that, but he's not somebody that I'm interested in.
Aces
in
and
the first
bases,
round.
baby.
Hi, Ryan.
What's going on?
How's it going?
Good, man. Stoked. Opening day.
Yes, and I'm very excited to see Vlad Jr. go off the board because he is not somebody I was considering either. Again, no speed. So we are shaping up here to I'm going to get at least one of the 2 guys that I really like. So I'm very happy to see that. All right, and I am going to take Jackson Chourio, and I'm going to take that quickly. I love Chourio. Not just being a homer. This is why I like to draft the back end. I think you're going to be able to get a 5 category bat regardless of who it is. Now I prefer Chourio, but there's other guys, Lindor. It's going to give you some speed and power.
You like that
as well.
Speed and batting average combo.
Yeah, I like that a lot. So I'm going to see if I can get this guy here. Actually, I mentioned Lindor. I do like Lindor. I would take him as well here. But there's somebody else that I kind of have my eye on, and we'll see if I get him. Okay, so there goes Lindor, which is perfect. So I get my first choice, Garrett Crochet, who is somebody that I am very interested in. This is the exact ideal start that I wanted. which is nice because last night I was taking basically my second option on multiple rounds. It was insane how much I was getting sniped last night. So being able to get my ideal start here is something that I really like.
Yeah, when we were texting, said this is exactly what you wanted.
Yeah, absolutely. It just aces and bases, man. Like a draft doesn't start until you get your ace. I'm gonna tell you that right now. That's the way I always look at things. I feel comfortable. I can settle in, relax, and then you get a 5 category bat to go with it. And to me, that's how I want to start every single draft, if I could. So I know a lot of people like to double up on hitters. I don't generally like to do that. I mean, I don't hate it. I did it last night. I went Carroll and Jackson Merrill in the second from the 3 spot, but ideally I get my ace, and now we go.
Yeah, Crochet could be the next DeGrom. When he's pitching, he might be the best pitcher on a per inning basis in baseball.
Yeah, for sure. Like, you're not expecting 200 innings from him. He's not, the prototypical workhorse like, Logan Gilbert, who just went. He's very much that type, the workhorse. But with Crochet, just that insane K rate. I know some people think that the move to Boston isn't really even that big of a deal. To me, it's a massive deal because he's going to now be in line for some wins, which it would have been tough to come by when you're on the White Sox. I know some people have some concerns about his, pitching in Boston with the Green Monster, and it's, good for right-handed hitting, but I'm not overly concerned about it. Not when you strike out that many guys at that rate. So,
yeah, I mean, he went 6-12 last year, and had a great year. So I don't know how getting off the White Sox doesn't help a ton.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's see. Let's check into the chat here. We got sports and stocks on here. What's up, man? I know he was on. He came on the Draft Champions live stream that we did. So he's got his own YouTube page and does some live streaming over there as well. So go over there and check that out if you get an opportunity. We got Ryan in the house drafting as well. There we go, Ryan. What draft are you in? I don't know if there's another main event. Maybe there's OCs going on right now. I'm not exactly sure, but
I love it, Ryan. Get after it, dude. 9 a.m. draft.
Yes, it's perfect. Draft, set lineups, get results all in one day. Andrew, got to make contact hit balls off the monster. Exactly. That's exactly why I'm on board with Crochet. Just the elite strikeouts. If he can get you, I don't know exactly how much he's going to get for innings, but if I can get 140 plus innings, I'm happy with that. So I do think he's going to throw more, hopefully. Oh, okay. There is another main at this time. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I forgot there was 2 mains filled at this hour. So they shuffled they randomized the two leagues. I forgot about that.
Now, I know we haven't talked much because we haven't really potted at all. I wanted to hear your thoughts on second round William Contreras. Not something I would even consider, but I wanted to hear what you would do.
Yeah, I hate to say it. William Contreras is a fade for me in the second round this year. And he's gone there consistently right from the start, basically. So I don't have any William Contreras here, which sucks because he was like my number 1 catcher last year and he went off. But I understand why he goes there. I can see the numbers. You get basically 5 categories from a catcher, which is really nice. But I don't know. I think the power is kind of capped until he can get that ground ball rate up. But obviously, if he's going to play 150 games, it's probably going to pay off in the second round there. Because obviously catchers don't do a lot of that, but catchers get hurt. I mean, you're involved in like every single pitch, so it's like, I don't know, foul tips. There's so many ways that catchers can get hurt. I don't like spending a super high pick. There's just so many other elite players that go in the second round. But again, I understand why people do it, but yeah, no, I'm with you, Ryan. I'm not fully on board with that.
No, and then we got Mookie going mid-second. I kind of thought he'd fall even further, to be
Mhm.
honest with you. And then I also was interested on Gunnar. I actually thought you might take Gunnar once I noticed he wasn't taken yet. Did you even consider him?
Yeah, I mean briefly, but I want again. Once I got Churio, I was dead set on Crochet if he was there. I just like the pitching. The pitching in these main events it just gets pushed up so much. Uh, I don't like to get behind in pitching, and that's kind of a little bit what happened last night with my draft. Uh, there's a couple guys who are still on the board here that were way gone by this pick already. So these drafts are all different, but it just seems like starting pitching gets pushed up a lot in main events. So I wanted to make sure I lock in Crochet. But yeah, obviously Gunnar is a first round talent. I don't think he's going to be out long. It sounds like he's pretty close to being ready to go. So, and I do have a share on our Jack Street $1,000 DC that we did. So I don't want to be overly invested with a player that's hurt technically coming into the season because we know there could be setbacks. I've dealt with injuries constantly last year, and I don't want to start with one in this main event. So, and again, I wanted Crochet anyway. So, did I consider Gunner? Yeah. How do you not in the second round? But yeah, no,
Yeah.
I like Crochet. Okay, so Chris Sale went. I don't want to say his name in case anybody's watching, but Chris Sale was somebody who I was targeting last night from the 3 spot, and he was long gone before my pick in the second round. There's another starter who's still on the board here that was somebody I wanted last night as well and did not get because they were gone. So again, all these drafts are different. You see guys get pushed up pitching sometimes, and it all starts with somebody taken. If Sale got taken at the beginning of the second round, you're going to see a little bit of panic set in, and everybody's going to feel like they need to get their pitchers. So then it's just a domino effect. But right now, the pitching has not gone completely insane. So, but we'll see.
2 players I saw go off the board in the second. Mason Miller, has he normally been a second round pick?
No, no, he's mostly a third round pick, I believe. I took him in the third last night. He's my number one closer, so I really like it. But yeah, that's aggressive. That's our good friend Yancey Eaton. What an absolute legendary pick.
Oh, Yancey. And then the other pick, Wyatt Langford. I mean, the helium this guy's gotten is absolutely insane. I remember during very, very early DC season, we were texting about Wyatt Langford and you thinking about taking him in the 7th round. And now he's going, now he just went at the end of the second. It's insane to think that a guy that had one good month is going in the second round.
Yeah, I mean he's had a huge spring too. So the hype train is in full effect. He went in the third last night, but yeah, he's been going a lot in the second here.
Yeah,
Him before. I mean, do
yeah,
you like him or Jackson Merrill? Like, who would you choose between those two?
I would take Merrill again only because Langford was not. I had him in 2 OCs. I ended up dropping him before September. Obviously, he had a good September, but he was not good last year. And it's just weird how he was going so high. It's kind of like you're just banking on like the best case scenario. Like, can you imagine him going even higher next year? I feel like this is where I don't know. I just can't see him outperforming his draft price at this point.
Yeah, I think it's you're looking for the 5 category bat, and he has the potential to do that. But again, yeah, like you said, like he hasn't shown it yet, so you're drafting on kind of hope. Um, I it's tough because I would consider him at the end of the second because again, I do like those bats that can provide everything across the board. But again, yeah, you're absolutely right. Like he had one good month last year and a good spring. He was obviously very hyped up last year. So it's one of those things where I don't know if I don't know if I could do it. Bottom line.
It's just funny to me. He went from like I think it was a 10th round pick, 8th round pick, somewhere around there last year. Then he goes up to the second without even playing well. So it's just funny. But yeah,
Mhm.
It's the idea of him is obviously, like you said, it's a 5 category bet. Ketel Marte, that's a kind of a late Ketel.
He's been going in the third. That's around where he went
Going
last
around
night
there.
too. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, he's moved up since early draft season. He was a lot of times at the back end of the second. Um,
Yeah,
that's that's a good spot for him right there. I feel like.
and pitching's not really going crazy yet.
No, it really isn't. So I'll tell you what, I might have to be the one to make it go crazy.
Let's go.
We'll see here. We will
Shake
see.
things up. Make people panic.
Yeah, I mean, there's just so many different directions you can go here at the back end of the third round. It's a lot of times where I like to grab a closer, but as we can see, Miller, Hader, Devin Williams, Clase, Diaz, a lot of closers are already going. So this draft is preferring to jump the closers up a little bit, and that's all right. Let's see here. So I have a couple guys that I'm very interested in that might make it to me here. I would love to get both of them. Don't know if I will, but I'd love that.
Okay.
Yeah, so Blake Snell went. He was the other guy I was thinking about last night. Oh, look at Torres going nuts with Spencer Strider in the third round. There we go. But Blake Snell was a guy that I was also looking at last night, and he was gone before my second round pick. So, again, these drafts are so different. You just kind of, I like to stay balanced. I feel like I'm balanced with my 5 category bat and starting pitcher, and I can just kind of take what falls to me.
Strider,
go ahead.
Strider pick is interesting to me, man. I am obviously not as dialed in as I was previously this season, but I did not realize that Strider didn't actually tear his UCL. And even though he got like Tommy John, it was the internal brace. And if I was like drafting a bunch of teams, I'd be all over Strider, especially where he's going. Obviously, Torres reached for him, so there's really no discount there. But I could totally see him being back to form as soon as he comes back in April.
Yeah, I think it's going to maybe take just a little bit because I think they're going to maybe baby him.
Yeah.
But who knows, right? Like,
do you have any shares?
I don't. I don't.
Totally faded him.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't sound good to me in all through DC draft season. Now he was going at a great price. Okay, yeah. So I'll get back to that here in a second. So all right, I got my pick of both of the guys that I was really interested in, and I'm going to start with this guy. I'm going to go with the starting pitcher because we know Team 15 does not have a starting pitcher. So let's grab Dylan Cease here. Yeah. I'm gonna grab Dylan Cease here. We're loading up on some Ks, and Team 15 again doesn't have a starting pitcher, so I would have to assume that he would consider Cease there. So I'll take Cease here, and we'll see if I can get my other guy that I like coming back to me. And if not, maybe I continue the starting pitchers. Maybe we just keep hammering them. Set the tone.
Why not? Got a little run going. I love the Cease pick.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna get both of my guys here. We're gonna fade the closers. We're not gonna get nuts with the starting pitching. We are gonna take Steady Eddie Manny Machado here. In the fourth round, I'm gonna take that all day. That's who I was considering, Cease or Machado at the end of the third, and I'm thrilled to be able to get both of them here.
Yeah, it's a beautiful start. Gorgeous start.
Now, with those the closers going pretty strong there in the third, I need to just keep that in mind and be ready to. I might have to jump, some closers a little bit later on that I do like. So I'm going to make sure I get some of those guys over into the queue. So we are prepared. It's drafting and doing a live stream main event is not exactly the easiest thing in the world. I am happy that I'm drafting at the end, so I do have, a good break to, collect my thoughts, get some words out on some players that that I want to talk about a little bit. So yeah, I'm absolutely ecstatic with the start. Chourio, Crochet, Cease, and Machado.
Absolutely love it. We got a early 4th round Schwellenbach. Again, I'm not dialed into the main ADP, but I can't imagine he's been going there consistently.
I know he went there last night.
Really?
Yeah,
that's crazy. I mean, I don't hate it, but I wouldn't expect him to go that early.
Yeah, the starting pitching went pretty nuts last night. But yeah, Schwellenbach, he's another guy that's absolutely shot up the boards, which is, I mean, it's for good reason. He was awesome last year, and we'll see if he can continue that. All signs point to that being a yes for an answer, but yeah.
Yeah, it's if we think about last year, all the 2nd round pitchers that went really early that had helium, Bobby Miller, Grayson Rodriguez, and Yuri Perez, they all were duds. So let's see if Schwellenbach can turn that trend around.
Yeah, the old sophomore slump.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. We got EA Sports checking in. Ryan is hiding from drafts and webcams. Yes,
yeah, I'm eating a bowl of oatmeal and drinking tea. Once I'm done, I'll put my camera on just for you, man.
The Dominator, Chourio and Crochet. Yes, Dom got this start a couple times, and I was jealous, and I was afraid that in this draft I wasn't going to get either one of them because Crochet's been creeping up into the. We've seen him go a lot in the mid to late 1st round, and Chourio's been doing the same. So, Dom, I'm happy, very thrilled to be able to get Chourio and Crochet here. What do we got here, Mark? What a start! Yes, I'm very happy with the way this has gone so far, which means it's sure to crumble and fall apart shortly. A bunch of strata shares in rounds 8, 9, 10. Yeah, it's a lot. It's where he's going in 15 teams too. I'm pretty sure at the beginning of draft season. So maybe a little bit of mistake for me not jumping in there. He looks like he's pretty good, but again, I think they're gonna slow roll him to start the year.
So DeGrom goes in the mid 4th. I've seen you take DeGrom, some shares of DeGrom. Were you thinking about him with that Machado pick?
No. I only took DeGrom in. I think it was for sure in the 4th round, and I think it was a DC where I'll shoot for a little more upside with a lower entry fee. And there's $1,800 on the line. I'll go elsewhere than DeGrom. Rob B in the house. Hi, Rob. Thanks for checking in. If you want to come on, let me know. Ryan Schwellenbach went 3-3 in he's so Ryan's doing a main event right now as well. So Schwellenbach went 3.3 in his. That's insane.
That's insane. Hype is real.
Yeah. Here we go. Dom, Sports and Stocks has a question for you. Took Cease over Snell in a bunch of leagues. Says his life ruined.
That's got to be a misclick, no? Cody Bellinger, mid 4th?
I don't know. I really don't. I don't have any Bellinger this year, and I'm not gonna lie. I have a little bit of FOMO because that stadium is like perfect for him. but I don't know.
He's just been so inconsistent since he
Mm-hmm.
became like not as good. So I wouldn't be worried about not having any shares personally, but could be wrong, I guess.
Yeah. Definitely. There's definitely inconsistency there.
Yeah, his main ADP is min is 46 though. Bellinger. So
Is that mains?
yeah, so that wasn't even his min.
Yeah, I mean, I like the first base outfield eligibility too. That's always nice for flexibility as you draft or as you progress through the draft. There we go. Dom's got. I like where Dom's head is at here. Cease going to be a top 3 NL Cy Young nominee. Well, let's hope so. Let's hope so.
Yep.
Thank you, EA. All right.
So Acuna just went into the 4th. What are your thoughts on him? Have you drafted him at all?
No, I have not. I don't have any interest in. He already said he's not going to run as much. And if you look at what he did the last time in his first year back off the ACL tear, it wasn't your typical Ronald Acuna. So I'm not going to have any this year. I don't like taking guys who are already injured coming into the season. Like, it's just not something that I like to do. Not with these early picks. If I want to do that as a late pick stash, sure. I got no problem doing that, but I just don't. I'm not messing around with it. He said he's not going to run as much. When he came back after that first ACL tear a couple years ago, that first year, it wasn't like the power wasn't all there, and the batting average wasn't all there. He just wasn't obviously fully back. He's he's coming off of major ACL injury. So, and he's doing that again this year. So I don't have any interest in Acuna.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable. Like you said, the last time he came off the torn ACL, he wasn't good. Wasn't himself, at least.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, so Ryan Walker went off the board. So he was kind of a closer. I was thinking about, and there was a possibility he would make it back to me at the end of the 5th. But he did not.
I've seen a lot of shit over the course of the offseason that they're not sure that he's going to be the closer because of Camilo Doval. But I don't think people realize he's 10 times better than Camilo Doval. I don't know. I personally would have no worry about him losing the closer role.
Yeah, I actually don't either. I don't have any shares because throughout draft season, I was a little bit nervous because, Ryan Walker doesn't exactly have the track record of being an elite closer, but his numbers were ridiculous and they said he was going to be the closer. So I have no problem with it now. I did like Camilo Doval a lot, but he actually was pretty bad last year. But if he had found his, he's got a high strikeout upside, and there's just, I don't know. There's just something about, I don't know. I just like closers that have experience in the role. But with that being said, I think Ryan Walker is kind of, he can be the exception to the rule here. But I think he'll be just fine.
Yeah, I get that concern. That he's never done it before. And when Doval's on, he's throwing 103 mile an hour cutters. Guy's a freak, but just inconsistency. I love that pick there by Yancey, Corey Seager, early 5th. Getting a really
that's a great value. I got him at the end of the 4th last night, and I was pretty shocked that he was there, to be honest with you. But yeah, he fell even further in this one. So right next to CJ Abrams. You talk about 2 shortstops that are just kind of polar opposites. Abrams is going to get you a ton of stolen bases. Batting average isn't super elite from Abrams. RBI is not great. Seager's the opposite. There's no stolen bases, but he's he's one of the better 4-category bats I think you can take in the draft. And again, that's why, like, I don't know, like guys like Juan Soto, and I'm not saying I would take Seager over Soto, but they're just very similar profiles to me. No speed, elite 4 categories. So I can't do somebody like Soto in the first.
Yeah, Seager can put up a season similar to Soto and Jordan.
Yeah. And Vlad too.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's true. I also would expect Seager to go in like the second or third, not the fifth, but that's just me.
Yeah, 5th round that's great for Seager. Well, there we go. Dom's horned up on opening day. He likes early 5th round CJ Abrams. Yeah. Yeah, those are good picks there. 5th round's pretty loaded so far. Ryan Walker, closer. You got Devers and Abrams and Seager. Very nice. Here we go. Rob D says Dom's always hard. Yes. I believe that is true. All right, Ryan. I am prepared to take a guy that I was not happy to not get last night. It's going to be very early. It's going to be early. You're not going to like it probably.
It's the last draft of the year. You got to get your guys.
This is the guy I want to take is the most rostered player I have across all drafts.
Got to just add to it.
And I did not get him last night, so I have to get him in this one. But with that being said, there's a few guys I really, really like. If I would have got this guy last night, I wouldn't jump him this early. Okay, so there goes Lawrence Butler. That was one guy I was thinking about. That's not the guy I'm talking about, though. But Lawrence Butler would have been pretty sweet, I feel like, with this build so far.
Am I crazy for liking Lawrence Butler more than James Wood and Michael Harris?
No, I don't think so.
I think the half season he had, I think he went like 20-14 in half of a season. I just think I guess it could be a fluke, but I feel like he's not getting the hype he should get.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I have a little bit of a bone to pick with Lawrence Butler because I drafted him on 2 of my 3 mains last year. And obviously I dropped him because he just was bad. Got sent down. And then he goes off when he comes back and not on my rosters.
That's so brutal.
But no, I do like Lawrence Butler. I think that the park change is going to be good. I actually kind of like that top of the A's lineup is actually pretty decent. I think him and Rooker are very, very solid big league hitters.
Yeah, and if Jacob Wilson has a legit breakout, that's a solid leadoff hitter. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Might not be terrible. Soderstrom's solid.
All right, so we have – I'm trying to think which direction I want to go here because the guy I want is a starting pitcher. And Team 15 does not have a starting pitcher, but I can't imagine he would take this guy. But who knows? So I'm trying to decide which direction I want to go here. There goes Tanner Scott. Don't do it to me. There's actually I really wish I would have got him last night because there's a few players here that I would love to take. But I got to get my guy. Got to get my guy in one of the 2 teams.
Yeah, I'm interested to see who it is. I think I have a guess, but I'm not sure. I like the Tanner Scott pick. If you're going to wait this long on closer, I dig it.
All right, there goes Bybee. All right, so I'm going to take Jeff Hoffman first here. I need to get a closer on the board. And I really do like Jeff Hoffman. I'm not concerned at all about the failed physicals and all that stuff. I'm assuming that they were trying to get him for a starter, and that I understand, but okay. So the guy went 2 pitchers, but he did not take my guy. So I am going to do it, and let's see what you think here, Ryan.
Oh yeah, I love it.
Yeah, I have a ridiculous amount of Robbie Ray, most rostered player, and that's across all formats. And I did not get him last night, and it was just eating at me. So I had to get him. But it's tough because there's some really good players that are still on the board right now. Pablo Lopez, Adley, there's another one. Marcelo Zuna, Yainer Diaz in the 6th round. Seems like it's a great price. But what are you gonna do? Wilson Contreras, he's another guy that I really like a lot. I could have taken a catcher there, but I had to make sure I got at least one share in these 2 main events for this for Robbie Ray. Having a huge spring, of course, that has inflated his value, his price tag.
Yeah, I mean, he's a stud when he's healthy. So I don't hate it. I was surprised. I thought it was going to be Freddie Peralta. I don't think he's gone yet. Yeah, I thought it was going to be Peralta, but I mean.
No, I like Robbie Ray more than Peralta. I don't mind Peralta. Like, he still had 200 strikeouts last year, so I don't think he's like a terrible pick or anything like that. But I just don't. I don't know. Everything is just trending the wrong direction a little bit, and I just don't like that.
Yeah.
There we go. Dom knows. I told Dom last night. I'm like, I'm taking Robbie Ray in the 6th. I'm not messing around anymore. That's it. Like I was so mad last night when he went, and he went in the 6th round last night as well. So it's not like I'm crazy early on him here, but I just had to make sure that I got him.
Interested to see Brent Rooker go above Marcelo Zuna.
I was actually expecting not to like Brent Rooker, and then I don't know. When you look into everything that he did last year, it's all legit. I was pretty surprised. I don't think he's going to hit for that high of an average again, but everything else seems like it was pretty legit.
Yeah, no, it does look legit. Just the one thing that scares me is a 30-year-old coming off a career year, and he strikes out a lot. But I mean, I think he's going to hit 30 homers. So,
with some speed too.
Yeah, would I take him in the 5th? No, but I don't think it's a terrible pick.
Yeah, so we got a little catcher run going here, which I like all those picks. Like, again, if I would have taken Wilson Contreras had I not, if I got Robbie Ray last night, I would have taken Wilson Contreras here. But what are you going to do? Got to get your guys.
Now the Cardinals said he's like first base every day. Contreras.
Yeah, and catcher eligible for us. So it's like perfect. But he's another guy. He just always seems to have some sort of an issue. Like, can he just play a full season for once? Like, it's just, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe now he's not catching anymore. He will.
Yeah, could be.
I think he got didn't he get hit in the arm with like a backswing? Isn't that when he missed a lot of time?
I don't remember what it was.
Last year?
There's always seems to be some little issue.
But yeah, it was something crazy last year.
Pablo Lopez, middle of the 6th is pretty nice. Josh Dabrowski with Jan Ray got a 100-1 slip on him to win NL Cy Young. Yeah, I like it. If he can just continue this spring into the regular season and just give me 140 innings, again, he's kind of like the same boat as Crochet. As long as you can get the innings, you're going to get a ton of strikeouts. So, yeah, I'm on board with that.
I mean, the last time he was healthy, he threw 212 Ks. So,
yeah. So I'm gonna have to dive back into some hitting here. I'm trying to think who. because catcher, I'm obviously going to be not, obviously a lot of top catchers are going to be off the board, which they already are pretty much. There's still a couple out there still, but there's plenty of other guys that I really like here, hitting wise. So I'm not overly concerned with it. There's a second baseman that seems to be slipping a little bit here too, which is interesting.
Bo Bichette in the 6th. Has he risen a bit in mains?
Oh yeah.
He hasn't been going that high normally.
Yeah. Everybody's hyped up about him for good reason. He's had a great spring. It's nice to see him bounce back. I mean, he was obviously so consistent for the first 3 years of his career, I think. The batting average, like that's the thing that I don't know. I was pretty surprised by it. Like I thought, even if everybody's concerned about, is he going to run? You never had any concern about his batting average. And then it just completely cratered last year, fell apart, probably because I had him on a main event team. But yeah, it was weird. 298, 290, 306. And then all of a sudden last year, 225. Where did that come from?
Yeah, it was the season from hell. Got injured a bunch, played like shit. Definitely a good bounce back guy.
Yeah, for sure. And he's right in his prime.
Yeah. Another helium guy, Christopher Sanchez. Guy just throws fucking harder and harder every year.
Yeah, I have a ton of Christopher Sanchez, but I'm not going to have him on either one of my main event teams apparently here. So let's pray for an injury. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so Yancey gets on the board with his first starting pitcher, Bailey Ober. I like that a lot. I took Ober last night. I have a lot of shares of Ober. Love the whip.
Oh, yeah. And now we're going to see all the pitchers go.
Which is good. Okay, so there's the second baseman I was surprised was falling so much, Ozzie Albies. It's I don't know. That's close to the latest I've seen him go, but I'm sure he's gone later.
Fisher putting together a monster lineup.
Yeah, good luck with the pitching in a 15-team league, though. I don't know. That's not how I like to build. Obviously, you can win in any different build you do, but ideally, that's not how I like to build. Sal Perez, that's a great pick there from Mager. As usual, you wouldn't expect anything less from Mager, who's one of the best players out there. Salvi, Joe Ryan. I was talking with Dom about this last night. Ryan, do you like Joe Ryan at all? I definitely like him, but I'm a little bit nervous about that shoulder issue.
I like him as a player. To the injuries, I am just not informed enough about his injuries. I know he was injured last year, but I haven't dove into it.
My issue is I don't think he did anything to correct it. I think he just I don't think there was any surgery. I could be wrong, but I thought it was just basically rest. And I'm like, I just don't think. I don't know if you have a tear. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. Maybe we get Dr. Dave on quick for a quick segment. But yeah, I don't know. If there's a tear, how does that just heal automatically, on its own? I don't know.
We had a shoulder strain that made him miss the season. Would that be something that requires surgery though? A shoulder strain?
I don't know. I would think so, but I don't know. He appears to be fine, so I do have a couple shares of Joe Ryan, so I'm not completely off him, but it does make me a little bit nervous.
Yeah, the pitchers are flying.
Yeah, there goes Will Smith too. So the catchers are not all gone. There's a catcher I would for sure take if he can last a little bit longer here. There's also Actually, there's a few guys I like here, so I think I'm in pretty good shape. So the problem is, I really like a lot of the third basemen here at the 7-8 turn, and I already have Machado. Do I take another third baseman and throw him at corner? Is the question. I don't hate doing that, but
I mean, if you think the player's that good, why not? Now I hope it's not the third baseman that I think it might be, but I really love that pick, Hunter Brown, mid-7th. I think he's a stud.
Yeah, that's especially with all the pitchers that have already flown off the board here in this little run. I like Hunter Brown for sure more than Hunter Green. I like him more than Luis Castillo. There goes Sasaki. I have no interest in Sasaki.
No, neither do I.
Listen, if you're recommended to get Tommy John, you're not just all of a sudden fine. I don't know.
No, and he only threw 100 innings last year.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't have any interest.
No, he would be a total fave for me.
There's an outfielder that I will for sure take if he can last here a little bit. Let's hope people are freaking out about this pitchers flying and they can grab some pitchers. There goes Mike Trout. That is not who I was thinking of. I don't. Do you like Mike Trout at all?
Like you were talking about before, $1,800 league. No, I would not be taking Mike Trout. Because he's just hasn't stayed healthy in years. And even the year he did hit 40 bombs and go crazy, he had that crazy back issue that everyone thought would end his career. Mm-hmm. So even when he does well, he's still hurt.
Yeah, it's funny to me that they're moving him out of center field to a corner to try to keep him healthy. And it's like, well, it's not the outfield really that is the reason he's gotten hurt. Like, it's his calf that one year was running the bases, the back issue, the swinging constantly, I don't know. It's kind of weird that they think that that's going to be the thing that keeps him healthy. Now, will it help? Yeah, maybe. But okay, there goes Cal Raleigh. So I would have taken Cal Raleigh for sure. But there's a couple guys that I really like here.
Yeah, Cal Raleigh's a great pick in my opinion. Now I know Raleigh's not going to have the average William Contreras is, but give me Cal Raleigh 5 rounds later than William Contreras all day. It's not even close.
Yeah, Raleigh's he's going to be in elite 3 categories as long as you've got enough batting average to, because obviously he's not going to hit for a good average, but I don't know, 30 bombs from a catcher, that's nothing to sneeze at. Okay, so Schwarber is definitely somebody I wanted right there, yeah, but that's okay. I like this guy a lot right here. Let's get a Brewer stack going. Let's fucking go, Yelich. I'm a fan. Here's a guy, we're talking about these injuries. Here's a guy who actually did something to correct his injury. Now it's still a little bit scary because it's a back issue, but I don't know. I'm a big fan of Yelich, and I like him here. What do you think on Yelich?
Yeah, I mean, if he stays healthy, it's a 5 category bet. If he's back to form, it's one of the steals of the draft.
There's another outfielder that man, he's had a good spring. I just don't know if I can do it though. I don't know if I can do it. Do you know who I'm thinking of? You know what I'm thinking of?
I don't actually.
Good old Lou Bob.
Oh, that would be a great pick, honestly. 8th round and a 15 is crazy for Lou Bob. I didn't realize he hasn't gotten taken yet.
8th round. I do like that. Let's see if he goes here.
I really like the Bregman pick. I think he's going to have a monster season in that lineup with the Green Monster. But yeah, I think he's going to have a really, really good year.
Yeah, I agree with that. Bangaliers. Okay. Let's see here. God, that lineup just sucks, though. The White Sox. Why couldn't he have just gotten fucking traded?
Hey, he went 40-20 2 years ago in that shitty lineup. But yeah, that's definitely a risk with the counting stats if he doesn't get traded.
I might actually have to take the full minute here because there's another outfielder that I really like too, right here. Dylan Cruz. Would you take Cruz or Lou Bob?
Nah, I'd take Lou Bob.
All right, let's go Lou Bob. We'll shoot for some upside here. 8th round, I got to take a shot there. Building out the outfield, which I like to do because I get very nervous with. Everybody knows there's a lot of outfielders, but in a 15 team with 5, when you start 5, they dry up very quickly. Dom, yep, I agree. I'm not exactly a big Lou Bob guy either, but yeah, that price is it's too good of a price there to pass up. We'll take a shot. Hopefully, he just needs a little bit of motivation. Hopefully, he's motivated for a change.
Yeah, give me Lou Bob over Josh Lowe and Mike Trout all day. Even Brenton Doyle. I think that's a good pick.
Yeah, a little power speed combo. Can't ever go wrong with that. I wonder how much. So going back to Yelich real quick, my only concern with Yelich is I wonder how much he will run. Like, do they want to, be easy on him? I think he can still grab 20 plus bags, but I mean, he didn't attempt any steals in spring. But it's good to see the power came back a little bit in spring. 3 home runs, 34 ABs. And I know spring stats aren't everything, but seeing Yelich hit a home run, hitting home runs bodes well for. He's never. I mean, he was a big home run hitter for like those 2 years, but other than that, he just hasn't been a real big home run guy.
Yeah, but I think if you get, I mean, that's true. That's true. If he doesn't run, hurts his value a lot. Like if you're getting 15 and 10 from him, you probably wouldn't be happy with that.
No. Yeah, the hope is, at least 20-20 and then elite batting average and tons of runs. He's just such a good base run. He's going to score a lot of runs, I think, as long as he, stays healthy. But
yeah, they're really high batting average too. He just has such a high floor. As long as he's healthy, obviously.
Yeah. So the third baseman that I was thinking about was Mark Vientos. I'm a big fan of Mark Vientos, but I already have Manny Machado, so I don't necessarily need Vientos. But I do like Vientos. I think he's an elite power guy. I think he's gonna have a ton of RBI opportunities. I don't know. What do you think about Vientos? Obviously, there's some batting average downside with his K rate, but when he does hit it, he hits it hard.
Yeah, I mean, I could totally be wrong. I just don't see it with Vientos. I know he's young and obviously could improve, but just swings and misses so much. Hits a lot of grounders. Horrific defender. He's a DH. he's got the power. There's no denying that. I just, I don't know. I'm not a fan.
Yeah, I get it. The K rates is obviously an issue.
But I mean, he's 20. He's 25. There's a chance it goes down. I could definitely be wrong. Just not my kind of player.
Yeah. Okay, so there goes Dylan Cruz. That's I was considering him a little bit there with Lou Bob. I think he's going to run wild. He's on a team that runs like crazy. I loved having Lane Thomas last year, and I could see Dylan Cruz having a similar season to like Lane Thomas.
Yeah, that's a good comp. What'd you think about Clay Holmes going early 8th?
Yeah, that's.
I know he's the hype guy, but that's early.
I like Clay Holmes a lot. I think he's going to have a big year, but that is early. But that's how it goes. You have to take guys that you want. Like you can't play ADP chicken, in my opinion, in the main events, especially the last draft of the year. Like, get your guys. That's why I took Robbie Ray. Like, was it a little early? Yeah, probably. But I wanted him, so I took him. That's just the way it is. That's how you have to do it. The 150 DCs, the gladiators, like those. That's where you can play ADP chicken, where you can just try to get guys that are going at good price, at better prices than the market has seen, but not in main events. You just gotta go after it.
Yeah, I really like the bats in this round. Big fan of Chapman, Lou Bob, Naylor, Westberg, Riley Green.
Yep, I agree. I like Santander too. Good spot to take some hitters here. You like Jason Dominguez at all?
I do. Obviously, it depends on the price, but I think he's going to run a ton, and I think he's got serious pop. And I'm going to get fined from Jason, but I think he's super talented. I would take him over Dylan Cruz for sure. I think he's more talented than Dylan Cruz.
Yeah, I don't think I have any Jason Dominguez this year. Almost feels like a mistake. I probably should have grabbed at least a share in the Gladiator or just have some of them, because it's so weird to me though. If you look at him, he looks like he would hit 50 home runs, not be a huge base stealer to me.
Yeah, he's a freak athlete. He can't play defense, which doesn't really make sense, but he's
yeah, he definitely can't play defense. Dom, thanks for checking in, man. Good luck this season. Thanks for joining me last night as well when we were going through that main event. Look at Mager. What a turn. That is just when you don't have any outfielders and you're able to get Brian Reynolds and PCA at the 8-9 turn, that is glorious.
Yeah, it's a monster turn, and then I love the Kirby pick.
Yeah. I just know. So that's team 2 who, were kind of just started with all those hitters. And I was saying that I don't really like that start, but if you're gonna do that, being able to get Nola as your one, I do like that. Somebody's gonna get you volume. Sonny Gray, I'm a little bit nervous with Sonny Gray. Not a good spring. They say his velo's down because he was sick or something. Like, I don't know. He had the injury, the forearm issue at the end of last year. I don't have any Sonny Gray. I can see why people like Sonny Gray, though. I mean, he was really good last year, but he just makes me a little bit nervous. So I don't have any Sonny Gray. And then, yeah, Kirby, if he doesn't miss too much time, it's a great price.
Yeah, I just like it because it's like, I mean, yeah, he got injured, but it's just shoulder inflammation. I wouldn't be too worried about that. I agree with you on Sonny Gray, though. I would not draft Sonny Gray right now.
Okay, so I got a guy that I'm for sure going to take if he can make it to me here. So we got him locked up, ready to go. And then the other pick, I don't know. I think I can just kind of go any direction here with the second pick, as long as I get the first one. I do already have 3 outfielders, so I don't really think I need to go too nuts with the outfielders, but there are a couple outfielders that I do like. I already have third base, but I mean, Vientos is still there. It's going to be tough for me to pass on him, Ryan, at the end of the 9th. I'm not going to lie.
I mean, you got to get your guys.
Yep, absolutely. Just want to check a couple things here. Make sure I'm not missing anything. So I know the dead air kind of sucks, but I gotta lock in here for a quick second. So Carlos Rodon, I do like Carlos Rodon. I took him last night as my SP3. I do like that. Okay. What are your thoughts about Willy Adames?
My thought was that he would be overdrafted based on what he did last year, but if you're getting him in the 9th, 10th round, I think that's a good pick.
Yeah, that's kind of where I don't think I have any Willy Adames, but it's because he was always going in like he was going a few rounds earlier than where I was willing to take him. But I mean, I gotta strongly consider him here if he lasts to me here at the end of the 9th. Let's see. Looks like a lot of people still need shortstop before my pick though, so including guy on the clock right now.
Yeah, I mean, Adames is going to steal some bags. 25, 30 homer hitter. The average isn't great, but I think in the 9th round, it's a really solid pick.
Yeah, for sure. And this guy, this guy's got bats, but he can move him to outfield too. So he could take him on 10, 11. There goes Vientos. Saved him from me. Unbelievable.
I think Brian Wu is one of the steals of the draft. I know he had an injury beginning of last year, but talent-wise, I think and results-wise, I think he should be going much earlier. I really, really like Wu.
I gotta disagree with him. I do agree that he talent-wise he's very good, but he had just so many different issues last year. Forearm soreness. I don't know. He was just always like you would think he was all right. He's done. He's got to go for Tommy John, and then he would make his next start, and then do a couple starts, and then come out early again. And it was just, I don't know. It was super weird. I think, the boys did a wonderful Tommy John draft in Vegas, and if I was out there in Vegas, I would have done it with him. And I think Brian Wu would have been my number 1 pick for that. But yeah, I agree though with you. Talent wise, he's ridiculous. He's just like all the other Seattle pitchers, like those elite ratio guys, not super high Ks, but just elite ratios you can get from them.
They don't walk anybody, don't give up any home runs. Ugh.
There goes Willie. All right, so I had a feeling he wasn't going to make it to me. All right, so there goes Xavier Edwards. All right, so the guy I do want is still here. So we'll see. But now the question becomes, who do I want for my second pick? If I get this guy. All right, so I'm gonna get my guy that I want here. I want Kenley, for sure. I want to lock in that second closer, put that to bed. Now we no longer have to worry about that. We got Huffman and Kenley Jansen as the closers. Crochet, Cease, and Ray as the starting pitchers. Love it. Churio, Machado, Yelich, Lou Bob. So I'm very happy to be able to get Kenley Jansen there. What do you think about that, Ryan?
Yeah, lock in those saves, especially with all these closers going off the board. You get a guy guaranteed saves.
Yep. Yep. So
See,
I think
I feel the same way about Jeff Hoffman. How you feel about Brian Will? So that's funny, but yeah, I mean, if they stay healthy, Hoffman and Jansen is a good closer combo for waiting until the 5th round.
So I probably should be taking another hitter here, but I'm actually kind of liking another pitcher here. Well, starting pitcher. And he just went, of course. So we don't have to worry about that. Okay.
Yeah, it's a good pick.
I'm gonna go back to the hitting then, because that was really the only pitcher I was interested right there.
You're looking at middle infield, or you're gonna still wait on that?
Yeah, I could definitely get into the shortstop here. I know Marcus Semien is still available. I'm not a Marcus Semien guy, so I'm not going to go that route. Second base, I'm going to wait on here. So I'm between Ian Happ, who's steady Eddie every year as my fourth outfielder, or going Jeremy Pena at shortstop. What do you think?
If I had to choose between the two, I think I'd go Happ.
Done. Let's do it. I officially have Happ on both main events, and both main events is my OF4. Let's go. I like it.
Let's go.
I think Ian Happ's one of the most underrated fantasy players that there is.
And now the Cubs lineup is, they're adding Shaw, they're adding PCA for a full season, they're adding Tucker. It's a really good lineup.
Yep. I'm a fan of Happ. Again, I think he's just ridiculously underrated. He's been healthy pretty much every single year. Each of the last 2 years, he's gone 20-10 with at least 80 runs, 80 RBIs both years. I think it's just as solid as he can get. I'm expecting 25-15 with, again, like 170 runs and RBIs combined. And, the average isn't great, but it's also not horrific. He's probably going to hit like 245 or so.
Now, were you thinking about Justin Martinez with your Jansen pick, or are you not a fan of Martinez?
I'm not a fan of the situation. I think AJ Puck's really good. I mean, Martinez probably does get the first crack at it, but I don't know. When you have a setup guy that's like so good like that, the leash has got to be short when you don't have a track record. So I've stayed away from that Arizona situation all year. I've also been waiting for David Robertson to sign somewhere, and I thought maybe that could be a landing spot for him. But I don't know. I've just avoided the Arizona situation altogether. I like Kenley. I didn't have any Kenley last year. I'm like, I'm going to get off the Kenley train because he's getting a little bit older, but he was awesome last year, and he's been really good this spring. And he obviously is the locked-in closer for the Angels. Otherwise, he wouldn't have signed there. So I definitely like Kenley more than Justin Martinez. Justin Martinez is more talented probably at this stage of Kenley's career. Probably get more Ks from Justin Martinez, but give me Kenley.
Yeah. It is a risk you're taking. Like Martinez is kind of like Doval, where he's wild. So it's a risk, and he's only 22.
Yeah, for sure. Sammy Reeds, up boys. Happy opening day. Yep. Happy opening day is right. Absolutely. Greatest day of the year, in my opinion.
Now, what are your thoughts on there being 8 games? I think there's 8 or 9 games on at the same time at 4:00.
Yeah, I think MLB is absolutely the dumbest.
What are we doing?
It's so stupid. First of all, you don't have the first game start till damn near dinner time on the East Coast. So stupid. Is it opening day or is it opening night? Let's go. Let's get the day games going. Why is Cincinnati not playing at noon Eastern? Start it right there. Bam. Noon Eastern. Get a couple games at 1 Eastern. Get a couple games at 3 Eastern. Just spread the games out. Like, why do we have 9 games on at one time? Great. I get to watch, 50 pitches of each game of 9 games. When you spread it out, I could watch it almost the whole game of all of them. But no, of course not. You got to play them all at once. And then you got only 2 games at, on the West Coast at night. So it's like, I don't know. It's just typical MLB doing stupid shit. I love the Tokyo series. I got up for the games, but at the same time, it's also stupid. Like, why are we playing regular season games almost 2 weeks before the regular season for everybody else starts? Like, pitchers aren't stretched out. We saw it, Imanaga couldn't go, it was Imanaga, I think, couldn't go 5 innings, and then Ben Braun comes in and blows the lead right away. And it's just like, yeah, this is all because you start the games 2 weeks before the season is supposed to start. Just so stupid. If you want to play over in Tokyo, fine, do it. Just make them exhibition games. Why does it have to be regular season games?
Yeah, I don't get it either.
Yeah, I hate it. But what are you going to do?
Yeah, like today, you got to have a game on your phone, game on your laptop, game on your TV. Like, what?
Yeah.
There's going to be too many games on. Can't watch only one game at once.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But I don't want to complain too much because opening day's here and I'm still alive. So can't be that bad of a day.
Baseball's here and we're still alive. That's all that
matters. Sports and stocks. Yeah, no 1 p.m. game is a fireable offense. Remember. Yeah, I don't get it. Like, I want to know the reasoning behind not starting any games until 3 p.m. Eastern. Like, it's so stupid.
I can't ever remember that being a thing. Thought there was always day games.
Yeah, well, the tradition for so long was always the Reds played the first game opening day. I don't remember exactly the time. Maybe it was 1 Eastern, but I think they should start it at noon Eastern. I mean, I don't know. Like, the time frame for these games is okay for West Coast because they actually do get opening day. We get opening afternoon, evening, but
yeah,
I don't know. But whatever. It is what it is. All right, let's see how we're sitting here. Okay, so I still need 2 catchers, first base, second base, shortstop. So that's going to be something we're going to have to start looking into addressing here. I do have 4 outfielders now. So, again, I like getting outfielders. It's definitely something I like to be strong on. I don't like chasing outfield at the end of drafts. I know some people are comfortable doing that. I'm not. Yeah, so of course Mager gets Pena. It's just unbelievable. Chapman, I like that as well. He's a closer for Boston officially, so I definitely like that. Get him as your second closer. So Mager, as usual, is having a very strong draft.
Yeah, I like that too. Not a huge Chris Sale in the second round guy, but other than that, I think it's a strong team.
I mean, with Sale, it's just injury related, right? Like there's no questioning of the skills. It's got to be just injury related, right? Is that what you mean by you don't like him in the second round?
He's just really old too, no? Isn't he I thought he was 37, right?
Yeah, but he's definitely old, but his skills did not decline at all last year. Like, it's got to be just injury related why you would fade him in the second round.
Yeah, injury related, and he's 36 years old. Yeah. I don't like taking a guy that old in the second round, but yeah,
I get it.
And at the end of the year, he was fading. He didn't even pitch in the playoffs. Obviously, seems like he's fine now, but I don't know. That would worry me.
Yeah, I get the concern.
Now, I saw you took Kyle Finnegan last night in your man. I'm pretty sure, right?
Yeah, because I was getting boxed out of the second closer.
So that's what that was. You just wanted to desperately take a guy that was your second closer.
Yeah, and he's got the job. I'm not a huge fan, to be honest with you. I think that's my first share last night, but there's really no closers left at that point. It was between him and I think was Presley. I think it was maybe Presley was still there, and I don't know. Like Finnegan's whip was terrible last year. I could easily see him losing the job, like no question about it. But I also don't really like Presley that much either. So his skills have really declined last year as well. So I went with Finnegan. I mean, he had a lot of saves last year. He went back to the same organization. Like, I don't know. The reason I faded him is because once they released him, literally the only place he was going to close is if he went back to Washington. And that's where he went. So it's back in familiar territory. I think he's locked in as a closer. Again, I'm not super confident in it, but as my second closer, I was fine with it. I didn't like paying the price. I think I paid the same price here as the exact same pick. I think it was round 11. Oh no, it was round 12 actually. That I was going to take him in round 11, and I rolled the dice, and he came back in round 12. So it worked out okay. But I'm not like super confident in him. I was happy that once I took Kenley in this one, I didn't have to worry. Didn't even have to consider him. So see here, look at the closers. Here we go. Romano, Presley. Fairbanks just went, Chapman.
See, I really like in this group, I like Romano a lot. I think if he returns to form, that's a steal. Obviously, he has super high injury risk, but at least to start the year, I think he should get the majority of the saves. And again, if he's back to normal, then it's a sick pick in the 11th round.
Yeah, before last year, he was awesome. 3 years in a row. Very, very good. And he's been really good in spring training too. So it's good to see him healthy and doing well. So yeah, I get that. I can get behind that. The other closer I was thinking about last night as well at that point was Bednar. So they're all sketchy. They're all very sketchy picks. I'm pretty sure last night when I took Finnegan, Romano was already gone. I'd have to double check that.
Has Bednar even got taken yet?
No, he's still there.
Good thing Dom left the chat.
Oh, he went super, super late last night. I want to say, I'm going to look it up quick. I want to say it was end of the 15th round or something.
Wow.
Oh, no, 14th round.
Yeah, that's still crazy late. I mean, who's the guy if he doesn't close? Holderman?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, they need Bednar to work out. They need him to work out pretty bad, I think.
I mean, I don't mind Holderman, but I don't think he's a closer.
Randy Haynes checking in. What's up, Randy? Great start, Fish. Yeah, thanks. I'm pretty happy with it. We got to round out this infield and try to find some catchers, but I think it's off to a pretty good start here. Got to get back in the starting pitching market too at some point. I don't want to just because I took him early doesn't mean I want to get away from it. The other closer that's actually still on the board right now that I do actually like is Carlos Estevez.
Yeah.
But I also don't need. There goes Carlos Estevez. I don't need to take another closer. All right, so Moreno. Torres takes Moreno. That I hate it. I love Moreno. Good pick by Torres. Good pick.
Yeah, getting that high batting average. Starts to hit for a little more power. He's got the potential to.
Yeah. And he's just in the heart of a good lineup. Scored the most runs in baseball last year. I really like that. I like that pick. All right, I think what I'm gonna do here is I'm going to grab a shortstop, but team 13 and 15 already have a shortstop. So if with team 15 having a shortstop, I'm going to roll the dice and go elsewhere right here with this pick. And I'm going to take a position that I've really fell behind on last night, and it was not good. So I'm going to take, you might not like this because he's older than dirt, but I'm going to grab Paul Goldschmidt. I think he's in for a big year. Bounce back year. The back issue has me a little bit nervous, but I like Goldschmidt.
Yeah, I don't hate it. Not really paying up for him. It's late. I'm really surprised that Casas and Pasquantino went in the 11th, but yeah.
Yeah, I messed around last night and got sniped on my last option on first base, so it got real ugly. I ended up with Shanwell, and I'm not a big Shanwell guy. Yeah, so I got Shanwell, and I backed him up with I took Torkelson, I took Jonathan Aranda, just hoping one of those guys can take off because I don't know. I'm not a big Shanwell guy, but that's how ugly it got.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna lock in shortstop here. It might be a little bit early, but I don't really care. I like this guy, Steady Eddie, Dansby Swanson. I like Dansby.
Some Busemis back to back. I like it.
Yep. Shout out to Rick Poundstone. I wonder how he's doing today. Hope he's getting ready to enjoy the games.
Yeah, Rick. Right, so Rick's a big fan of that term.
Yeah, I like Dansby, man. I think he's probably like a 20 home run bat. I think he's going to get you 15 to 20 steals. Again, his average isn't like going to be super great or anything, but I don't have any batting average drains really on this team yet. Lou Bob, I don't expect him to hit 224 again. It's just I think he's a better hitter than that.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think you're. I think you'll be fine in batting average.
But yeah, I don't know. I think we're off to a good start here. I don't want to get too far behind in catcher either. That's a little. I'm kind of. I already am kind of behind on it actually because I have to wait another however many picks. All right, there goes CES. Torres again. Torres is having a nice draft too. He's taking a lot of guys that I like. CES, that was the guy. So in the round 12 in the draft last night, I was picking from the 3, and it was coming back on the even round. I was looking at team 1 and team 2, and they both had a first baseman. The first baseman for team 2 last night had Bellinger, but he already had 3 outfielders as well. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to roll the dice here. I'm going to pass on CES, thinking I could get him in the 13th. And made it through the 12th. Team 1 takes somebody else at the first pick of the 13th round. And team 2 takes CES, and I couldn't believe it. Like, you got to be kidding me. So, all right, so he's going to put Bellinger into the outfield as OF4, which it's fine. I like to build like that with, heavy outfield, but a lot of people like to wait on outfield. So I was hoping that he would be one of those that would wait on the outfield and have Bellinger as his first baseman. No, he takes CS. So I didn't get him. Just miserable. That's what started it all. Put me way behind. He was the last person in that tier that I liked. And it was brutal.
Yeah. It's awful. I think CS kind of a monster year. I kind of like those guys that are really talented, like him and Josh Young. that miss a whole season. Everyone dismisses it. They come back and go back to being top 80, 90 picks.
Yeah, I have a ton of Josh Young. I'm a fan, and I maybe shouldn't have said that because I would like to get him on this team, but we'll see.
Cam Smith. I'm surprised that's the first hype prospect off the board. Surprised to see that.
Yeah, I don't have any Cam Smith. It's obviously if I didn't have any before, I'm not going to pay the new price. It's kind of insane, but I don't know. What do you think? Do you like Cam Smith?
I don't really know much about him. I know that he literally just got drafted, right? So he's hardly played.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know he's a top prospect. Other than that, I know he's in the Kyle Tucker trade. Other than that, know nothing about him.
No, I don't either. Had a huge spring though, so I get it. He earned the job, that's for sure. Which is nice to see. I like teams that where it's an actual legit battle, not just for show, where they know they're going to send you down in the minors, even if how good, it doesn't matter how well you do. So it's good to see that somebody rewards somebody for actually earning the job.
Yeah, I like that as well. It would just concern me a bit that he played 15 games at low A, 12 at high A, 5 at double A, 0 in triple A, and he's going right to the major leagues. I mean, Luis Jackson Churio is obviously one of the most talented players in Major League Baseball, and he was bad for, 4 months? So banking on Cam Smith to just skip the minor leagues pretty much and be good, I would not bank on that, but that's just me personally.
Yeah, that's where I am as well. But I mean, there wasn't really a whole lot of competition for Cam Smith in that outfield. That outfield for Houston is, not good. So there's an opportunity there. He earned it. I don't mind Houston giving him a shot and see what he's got. If it doesn't work out, you send him back down, and hopefully it doesn't shatter his confidence. But he's earned it. So let's see what he does. All right, Randy. Randy does not like Team 6. Close to drawing dead already. Let's have a look here. Yeah, Rodon is your number 1. Mackenzie Gore is your number 2. He's going to have to really round out that pitching. But the hitting's pretty solid. I actually like the hitting quite a bit. He's got 2 closers. He's got a catcher. But yeah, again, I like going a little more pitching heavy in 15-team leagues at the beginning. So again, it's not the way I would build the way he did, but that's how he's comfortable. That's how he's comfortable.
I want to live in a world where I'm comfortable with Carlos Rodon as my ace in the year 2025.
It's a little bit, you're a little bit behind the 8 ball, but if you can somehow round out the starting pitching, I don't know. If Rodon is your SP1, your SP1 is probably worse than every other team's SP1. So you need to make up for it on the back end of the rotation. Have a better SP6, have a better SP7 than everybody else.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see what we got here. Again, I'm going to have to get back into the pitching sooner than later. There's a catcher that I really like a lot. A couple of them, actually. So I'm not overly concerned about that. There's definitely a bunch of starting pitchers that I like. I love having 4 outfielders right now because there's not. I like some outfielders, but I like other positions better with what's available right now. So that's why I like getting outfielders early. I'll just mention an outfielder like Kerry Carpenter. I like Kerry Carpenter, but he's going to sit against lefties. So I would think, anyways. I mean, maybe he faces more of them. He's not good against lefties. Maybe he gets better. But it's just somebody like that is just somebody that I don't like to. And when you set your lineups, it's tough. If it's a daily lineup setting, yeah, I'd be all over Kerry Carpenter because when they face a lefty, you can sit them. Can't do that in NFBC. You start them for the first half of the week. You start them for the week, Friday through Sunday. There's almost always one lefty in there, and I just want to try to maximize games played. So that's a little bit tough for me to take somebody like Kerry Carpenter, but he's obviously very good. Murders righties.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Carpenter, but like you said, the Monday through Thursday, there's almost always one lefty.
Yeah. Yep. Let's see here. How are we sitting on my stats? Let's look at speed. So probably get I don't know, maybe Goldie can grab you 10 still. Swanson will say 15 or 25. Machado will, I don't know, Machado's kind of, we'll just say 10. Hopefully he gets 10. Maybe 35. Churio, I can pencil him in for 50. I don't know how much he's going to steal. I think he's going to steal at least 30, but I think 50 is in the, in the possibilities. But yeah. I would say I would say 30. Yelich is a wild card. I have no idea what they're going to do with Yelich. His back's feeling good. I'd imagine they let him go, but I don't know. We'll say 15 for Yelich. Play it safe. Lou Bob, I think he's getting at least 20. With health, I think he can get to 30. Hap's probably getting 15-ish, between 10 and 15. So I think my speed is sitting okay right now. Plus, I still have middle open. I still have second base open. Usually going to get some stolen bases from there.
Yeah, I think you're fine with speed. I think the difficult thing to do now, obviously that's why 15s are so fun, is that you got to fill out the rest of your infield and your CI and your MI while having respectable SP 4, 5, 6.
Yep. And not getting too far behind at catcher. Like, I don't want to have 2 complete duds at catcher.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's when you take 4 outfielders. Like that's why 15s again are so great, because no one's going to be, unless you literally hit on every pick, no one's going to have a perfectly balanced team right off the bat. You need to sacrifice something.
Yeah, I agree. Yep, you almost always leave with some sort of a weakness in a 15. There's some third basemen are going here. Suarez and Paredes, Matt Shaw. Matt Shaw's interesting. Do you like Matt Shaw this year?
I do. I like him a lot. But again, it's tough with rookies. When you're taking a rookie in the 12th, 13th round, you're obviously going to play him every day. And like we saw with Churio and even Jackson Merrill wasn't great to start the year. You have to be willing to give him a 2-3 month leash.
Yep.
But there's a rookie that hasn't been taken that I like a lot more than both. Interested to see where he goes.
All right, we got our first guest of the day coming on to the show. We have the pull hitter, Robbie D.
What's
up,
up,
Rob?
man? How are y'all doing today?
Happy
What's up,
opening
man?
day.
Happy opening day, man. We're finally here. Trying to transition from draft mode into starting lineup mode has been a disaster the last 2 days. I'm like, it's so funny, but last year I took a picture of my screen, of my computer screen, to just remember like my layout, like a meatball. And I, finally got it back. So now I'm in the swing of things and, overlooking so many things. I'm like, the weather. What about the weather on Sunday? Will any of these pitchers get rained out? But anyway, Fish, I love your team so far, man. You're doing a hell of a job.
Thanks, Rob. Appreciate it.
Venancio, good to hear you. Not see you, but good to hear you. Hope all is well, my man.
What's up, man? Hope you're doing well too.
Absolutely. Been working on my jumper. Been working on my jumper. I hope you have.
Oh, absolutely.
All right.
We need nicer weather around here. It was like 40 degrees out yesterday.
You should have came to Vegas. I rented a cabana. We sat in the pool for this on Sunday. It was a glorious day.
You had a good time in Vegas?
Yeah, we did. It was absolutely awesome. Every year it just gets better. Every year we get more and more new people, which is really cool to see the community growing. People doing live main for the first time or live auction for the first time. And it's, you just love to see that,
Yeah, it sounds like a really fun experience.
Fish on the clock. What do you got here, man?
I'm gonna grab a catcher, Rob. I get a little bit nervous, so I'm gonna grab some Keibert Ruiz.
Ooh, okay. All right. I like that. You'd be happy to know that it's a very favorable addition, according to the post that the robot just put up in the Meatball Discord. That's a solid pick, according to him. So
All right, perfect.
there you go.
Yeah, I got.
Now everyone's gonna go race and sign up for my Patreon real quick. Like, who did Phil announce that he was his guys? All that. But I love it.
Awesome. Yeah, I got a little bit nervous here because Torres took Moreno in the 11th on me. So I'm like, all right, I'm getting a little bit nervous with catchers. So I was very happy to get Ruiz there, the 13th.
Fish, I think you guys know I've always been a really big catcher is important guy, like catcher is up at the top kind of guy. This is the first year where I felt the most comfortable waiting for that C2 or even the C1. And I don't know why. I think it's because of the way the draft lays out, and there's at the spots where you really love the Contrerases and, Sal P and Rutschman. There's just so many, like, you need to grab your first reliever, right? And then there's that whole glut of SPs that it's so hard to pass up the Bibees and, of the world for that catcher, and I think there's a lot of good options this year late that are kind of sneaky, like maybe not guys that are like all throughout the season kind of guys, but definitely to start off. So I think you got plenty of options coming up for yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. I like to get the one sure one, and I think it's going to be real good. All right, so I'm on the clock here again. I'm gonna get back into the pitching here. We might be jumping this guy a little bit, but it doesn't really matter. I don't care about that. And
there is no ADP right now. Fish, you gotta throw that fucking thing out. Pick the guy you want.
Exactly. Here we go. I'm going with him. I'm taking Spencer Arrighetti. I'm going to lock in some more strikeouts here.
All right. First start's going to be bad against the Mets, but after that, it could be good.
Yeah, it could be. It definitely could be.
Yeah, he's good. I like that pick. He's Italian. I hope so. Right? We would think so.
Oh, he's got to be a meatball. Come on. Arrighetti.
I know Dom likes Arrighetti too, so I like to. If Dom likes him, I like him. Let's go.
Dom is consistently horned throughout the whole draft. That's just his lifestyle that he lives. You can't live Dom's life. He's completely in another world.
Yeah,
fantastic.
So, that's actually the other guy I was thinking about, Eovaldi. You got a preference, Rob, Eovaldi or Arrighetti?
I think it just depends on what your team looks like. You know what I'm saying? If you took a Spencer Strider, or if you took some risk up at the top. Not to say that Strider's a full risk, but you know what I mean. I think like Eovaldi's more of a known commodity. With Arrighetti, obviously, if he keeps up that second half, he's gonna not only blow away projections, but hit like his pick range. I'm honestly shocked. Like usually when a guy finishes like Arrighetti does, he does not stay in this area. It's talking about a guy who had like a 30% K rate in the last 2 months of the season, and he's still in this range, which is kind of shocking to me. I thought he would be like probably in like the Kikuchi, Rodon range. So I think getting him in this spot is truly good. But Eovaldi, how he does. I think a lot's made out about how he's inconsistent at the end of the season, but he's proven that he could still go and still rock. So
Yep, I agree. Eovaldi's got he's got the elite whip that I generally like to go after, but that upside from Arrighetti is just.
Me too. I chase the K guys all the time too, and that's how I get damaged in whip. Every year I'm like, I gotta focus on whip, and every year I'm taking Kikuchi, and like, 200 strikeouts, sure, sign me up. But you know how it is. You look at the underlying numbers, and we're looking at this, swing and strike and chase rate and stuff plus whatever you're looking at, and it's so hard not to take those guys who pop out on the page with those.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure.
Josh Young just went off the board. I think he's kind of a sneaky pick this year in this range. I think a lot of people forget how good he was before he got hurt in his rookie season, and kind of just seemed like a nice late corner guy to kind of wait on.
Yeah, we were just talking about him in CES.
Ooh, CES, baby. I pounded him in DC's once, like the reports were like he was. I went down to AFL and he didn't play much. But from what I read between the lines, like they didn't really care that his wrist still bothered him. It was just that they wanted to see what he was able to handle. And then the reports kind of got better and better with him. And it's just one of those things. I like picked 250 all season in DC season until recently, right? Until spring training when he started to zip the ball. It was just, to me, it just felt like an easy grab. Guy was gonna be hitting a good lineup in a good park, and I think that post hype where like last year we were so enamored by him, and this year it just seems to be like we've forgotten about him a little bit.
Yeah, I agree. I have a ton of CES and I have a ton of Josh Young. Like those, I got a lot of those guys in DCs. Obviously, I didn't get either one of them here. I took Goldschmidt. Rob, do you think Goldschmidt has? I think he's got a big year in him. He's out of St. Louis. He's into a better lineup. I think he's going to be hitting behind Judge.
Are you sure it's a better lineup? Who do they got? Aaron Judge? Who else? Ben
Judge, Jazz, Bellinger. I think it's a much better lineup than.
Oh yeah. All right. Okay. Yeah. That's right. They have the 2018 All-Stars. I'm just shitting on the Yankees for a little bit. Just let me have it. No, I think Goldschmidt is fine. In the projections, he comes out as a smash. Where you took him. I do agree. Yankee Stadium, pitting next to those guys should be good, but I think the big caveat is he has to hold his last year's skills. Like he can't keep going down. Like the OPS 981 to 810 to 716. That is huge. K percentage 21.7, 23.4, 26.5. Swinging strikes going up 10, 11, 12. Like if those skills keep getting worse, but he still hits the ball hard, so that's good. But he has to thwart those skills. I think if he doesn't, it's going to be, not too pleasant. But I think in the spot that he's going in is a good shot to, I'd probably just back him up, and with somebody who might get some PT or like an upside guy or Ben Rice, The first lineup hit. We have the first lineups yet.
I don't know. Do we?
Oh, I think we do.
Yankees Brewers
born for an official lineup.
Oh yeah, I can't wait for the people to get pissed off for somebody not playing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we got the Reds lineup.
Got the Reds, right?
Yep, we got TJ Friedl, Matt McLean, Ellie, Gavin Lux batting cleanup.
Let's go, Lux, baby.
Candelario
cleanup.
Now they said Spencer Steer is batting sixth. I thought he wasn't playing.
No,
No, yeah,
Austin Hayes went on the IL.
Hayes went on the IL, and I read the story that Steer walked into Francona's office and is like, "I am, you need me, and I'm ready to swing. Not ready to throw, but it's pretty. I'm not a Spencer Steer guy, but you know, I was in Vegas and covering the Champions League auction, and Steve Weimer with his last dollar took Spencer Steer. It was pretty great grab. I mean,
because of
for that
course.
price, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, Gavin Lux, man, I started picking Lux when he got traded to the Reds. You know, I think everyone was a little, like, where's he going to play? You know, what's going to happen? You know, again, I think we always get too bogged up with the depth chart of Cincinnati. I don't know why we always focused on Cincinnati's depth chart all the time, but I think
Always.
Lux is like, you know, the second half, he really made the swing changes, and then in the end of September, he really like kind of went back to the old Lux. So you don't know which one is which, but I'll take him. I'll take him in Great American Ballpark, and I'll take him probably going to get third base and left and outfield to add to second base, and I think that's a win for him. You know.
Yeah, I agree.
Like
I kind of like that as well.
CS7, come on, let's go, smarten up.
Yeah. No shit.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at their team, they really don't have any good bench players. So there's really no logjam.
Right.
Like
There's
Blake Dunn,
Blake
Santiago
Dunn.
Espinal, like that. Nobody good is sitting. So I think this is. I guess once Austin Hayes comes back, I guess that's when you start to worry. But what are the chances he's a weak side platoon guy?
Platoon for Hayes? No, I don't think so. He batted clean up the whole spring training for the Reds. I think like last year he was really hurt. But if you look at his history, he's never really struggled with righties. He's always been a truly professional hitter. I think like a guy that Francona is going to really love. And I jumped Hayes all week in the main events, you know, and I've been grabbing him everywhere. So I hope that he gets back onto the field sooner or later. It looks like he's only going to miss the first 6 games because it was retroactive to the 24th. So they're saying hopefully he just misses the first 6 games.
And then if Spencer Steer can only DH, I guess that's when their lineup becomes a little tricky once Hayes comes back.
Kenny Powers just went off the board. Mr. Grant Holmes.
Yeah, I was had him in the queue. I was ready to take him. At least I got him last night's main, so I got him in one of the two.
There you go. So main last night, main this morning. There you go. That's the way to do it.
Yeah, it was the late one too. I got about 4 hours of sleep before having to get up for this one.
That's all right. It's fresh in your head. You know, that's the way to do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Were there any really interesting start? Did anyone have like a whoa kind of start, or was it pretty much?
Yeah, I mean, Team 2 went very. I mean, I can scroll up here for a minute. Team 2 went very heavy hitting, 6 straight hitters.
Oh wow! Well, how are you going to pass up Acuna and Merrill in the 3rd, Acuna in the 4th, Devers in the 5th? How are you going to pass that up?
Yeah, I mean, even Albies at the end of the 6th is very good.
What are we doing with Devers here? Like, what are we doing?
Dr. Dave got everyone fucked up.
Give me a break. Listen, honestly, when he first was like, I'm not playing, like, I'm not DHing, I was like, F this guy. But then he started falling into the 4th round. I mean, I took him in the 4th in my main. I took Acuna 3rd, 4th, and Devers 4th in my first main. I think that's one of those things where it comes up and you got to make a decision. I mean, I'm pretty impressed with who we ended up with afterwards, except for Alexis Diaz, because he's a bag of shit. But Nola Gray, yeah. I mean, you got to hold Kirby, but even Gal's been, you know, not the best, but still, I think we'll give you serviceable innings. So I think he did a good job there, kind of, doing the best he could, you know.
That's exactly what I said earlier. Like being able to get Nola as your SP1 when you start with 6 hitters, just getting that volume and, you know, that guy that's going to give you strikeouts and probably wins. Like it's really good. Great. Kirby, like you said, Kirby, you got to hold Kirby, but if he's not out long, it's pretty solid.
I really like what he did actually. Like that going to be a tough offense to contend with. if everything clicks for him, sure. I like your start as well, Crochet and Churio. That's exactly how I started my CLQ main, from the same spot 14, and I did the same exact thing, Fishy. So let's go.
Yes, that's I was very nervous because we've seen Crochet moving up into the middle of the first. Churio's been going, 12, 13 a lot. And I was like, if both those guys go, I don't know what I'm going to do, because I wanted at least one of them in a main event. So being able to get both of them, I'm very happy about that. I love getting Cease at the end of the third too. I'll take that all day.
Yeah, Cease is just a monster. Just continues to be a guy I think that people doubt a little too much. Like people still hold on to some things that he used to not be able to do or do too much from like several years ago. He's just a changed pitcher, I think. Shane Baz, huh? I am not on Shane Baz this year. How do you guys feel about Baz?
I was in on him early, but then when you're drafting very early, you're not fully prepared. So I haven't taken him in quite a long time.
Yeah.
I don't mind that as an upside play. I guess you're just hoping another year removed from Tommy John that he goes closer to form. Because when he first came up, he looked electric, and then obviously last year the strikeouts weren't there. So I don't think it's a terrible risk in the 15th.
All right, Fish, what's the game plan here? How far out do you start thinking about, what you're going to want at the end of the draft and how you're going to backfill it from them? You start thinking about that yet or no?
Nah, not quite yet. The original plan here was Christian Camp.
Oh, yeah.
Torres is he's murdering me here, taking a lot of my guys.
Yeah, I think he murdered Dom.
I'm going to pivot
in
to
the
it.
New Jersey main that Dom did. He came out there every break. He's like, Torres is killing me. So Torres is a super good player, man. He's on it. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna shoot for some upside here. I'm gonna grab Jackson Holiday.
Wow.
I need a second baseman. And I'm gonna take some shots at some upside. Rob, what do you think? You like Jackson Holiday at all?
I mean, I don't mind taking the shot at the skill and the pedigree. He actually has real fucking pedigree, guys. This is not Ryan, right?
Yeah, it's real.
He has real fucking pedigree.
It's real.
Yeah. It's real. It's not made
Use
up.
the term correctly, yeah.
Using the term correctly. making labels correct again. I do like that play. I see India went because I was going to say I really love the guys that come a little later. I see Brandon Lau went really early as well. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know all the second basemen that are left, but I tend to like a lot of the other options, so I would kind of stay away from Holiday. But the guy in the end here, though, with Adolo Scherzer in the last two rounds, I really like that scoop. What do you got here, Fish? Going back to pitcher?
No, I think, Rob, this is the guy I know you were on. I know I have a lot of him. He's really falling. What do you think about Mason Wynn here in the 16th?
I mean, yeah, I took him in my main at pick 192. I think it's really wild that we're taking 40 plate appearances in the spring over what we thought about him all season long, what he did last year. Just going to take him a couple of good games to get back to the top of the lineup as well. I think I don't really think it's I'm not super concerned.
In the second half of the season, you really saw the power spike. He's a young kid with a ton of talent. I honestly love that turn, Fish, especially because the way you built your team is all you know what you're getting from almost everyone you've drafted from round 1 to 13. You really didn't take any risks. So that Arrighetti Holiday win, I think getting some upside plays there was huge.
Love it. Yep. But I think Ryan's absolutely right. I think, something that the thing you get used to doing when you're in Vegas is just paying attention to the guys in your draft. I had the unfortunate, series of events to be pretty much in a lot of leagues with Mike Mager, and I think that Mager's biggest skill is when he takes a risk, you look up at the roster and you're like, yep, that makes sense there. It's just
Yeah.
It's just a perfect blend of it, you know. And I think that's the best. Like Ryan said, you really nailed it there with those three guys, especially Win. I mean, I don't really, I don't know. He's already gave us a top, 15, shortstop season already last year. Again, I think the hit by pitch and the fact that he had a terrible spring is just playing a little bit too much into what's happening to him in the last like 10 days of ADP, which I think is a little bit of an overreaction. And I'm just saying that because he's my most rostered hitter, so I'm trying to keep the optimism here. I'm trying to keep the optimism alive. No reason to get.
People look at a StatCast page and they don't like it, but if you scroll down a little bit, Rob, I'm sure you talked about this on your pod. They added the pull air percentage, and that's something Win is going to be Win's going to be good in.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think the second half 90th percentile EV shot up. The pull air, I think got better too as the season went along. And like you said, he's so young. And I just think that he has this sneaky pop, but also too, like he makes such good contact too. He's just going to be able to put more balls into the air. And that's just math, right? It's just getting more shots at a home run. I think that's really, really super. So yeah, absolutely love that for Win. Yeah. I know they put that in there. I'm still kind of like, I don't know how to feel about it yet, because I think their interpretation of the air ball is not completely what I want, because if I'm not mistaken, they do lump in pop-ups, right?
Oh, I don't know.
I did.
I just saw the stat. I didn't really dive into it.
Yeah, I think they do. I think they include pulled pop-ups, and I don't want that. I actually haven't even looked at that yet on the site because I just have my own data that I pull that I use, but I've been meaning to look at it. But I just remember, like, when I saw that pop-ups were included, I was kind of a little taken aback. I guess maybe it's fine if people want to see if he's popping up the ball to the pull side, but I don't want to see that. I don't even know where to find it on StatCast.
It's about halfway down, I think.
Oh, I see it. Air balls. Yeah. Air balls. Yeah. Pop-ups are in there, right? Yep. I guess it's good how it breaks it down though, so you could see if it's too many pop-ups, straight air. It's like when you shoot an air ball, straight air. I was like, when I saw like air balls, I'm like, did they know that that's a basketball term? But whatever. I mean, at least we got it on here, and it is pretty cool how you can look at it by month too, and see if anyone made kind of an improvement on that. Yeah, so I use like I used like regular batted ball, just pull fly balls overall batted ball events, and I also too, when I really want to get granular, I know it's a smaller data set, but I like to look at the amount of your pulled batted balls are in the air. So it's again shrinking the data set, but it's like just like intent. Like if you are trying to pull it right, or you're putting on the ground too much, So that's how I kind of look at it. But 60 percentile last year, pulled fly ball percentage just is what I have from my sheet. So you're right, Ryan. That's a great skill to have for a guy who doesn't have the world class power.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's got a 111 max EV and doesn't strike out. So I don't know.
23 years old. Seems like he's going to be fine.
Yeah, I don't know. Nothing not to like in my opinion. We got some curling chats in here. He says, Ryan, did I miss the Evan Carter sent down rant? No, I didn't rant. He's been bad he's been bad and injured. So honestly, it didn't really surprise me that he got sent down.
It's not surprising. Also, too, Mike Roland, if you've been reading Evan Grant, which you should, Dallas News, subscribe. It's very cheap. One of the only newspapers I actually subscribe to, because Evan Grant actually does his job and reports things. It's not just speculation. I mean, he's been saying it for like the last 2-3 weeks that Evan Carter is at risk of not making his team because they want to see him play against lefties. It's not going to come in the major league level, and they want to send him down to get him reps. And and for fantasy, I just never saw it. Like maybe because I talked to my chiropractor and asked him about the surgery he had, and it's like, it's just a Band-Aid. He's going to get hurt again in a short matter of time. And I just don't trust a young dude with back injuries. Just let me see it first. There was no reason to take him, I think, all season long. I think it was probably one of the worst picks to take all season.
Yep, I have no shares.
What was I going to say? Lost my train of thought. I'll think of it.
I like that. I like that Gurriel pick right there. I think that's a good price on him.
Yeah, Griffin grabbed some nice batting average guys. What I see toward the end here: Tovar, Arias, Bogart. He really loaded up on some good bats here. And Marcus Semien, man, I know, like, he's not sexy, but the guy's, it's like almost like everyone's anticipating him not getting to that 700 plate appearance mark again because he's had a fucking huge fall, right?
Yeah, I was pretty surprised he was still here. I like Ian Happ too much, so I had to go Ian Happ. I couldn't take Semien, and I like so many second basemen later. But yeah, I haven't been on Semien, but round 10 seems like a very, very good price for that.
Yep.
It's crazy.
What was he going last year? Third?
Yeah, I took him third in the Vegas, man. I know that. Didn't work out.
And all that. It's so funny. I see Sports and Stocks. It says, Rob D, you got to get Fish and Ryan on the pod sometime. I did have them on the pod last year, right before the opening day. It was the infamous, they know the draft board pod.
Oh yeah.
Before these freeholders realized there was a way to get it because the NFBC, fell asleep at the wheel. But we won't get into that. We'll keep this as a happy pod. Not going to talk about meatheads here.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll get it going again soon this year for sure. All right, Fish. What are you thinking here, man? What do you got on your list here?
Well, I got to get back into some starting pitchers here. I got 3 more pitcher slots to fill here. I have 1 more outfield slot. You're gonna need a corner, second catcher. I do have there's a corner that I really like, and an outfielder that I really like too. I just don't know if I can continue to push the pitching. I don't want to fall too far behind in it.
Yeah. You have 5 SPs now and 1 closer?
I have 4 and 2 closers. Crochet, Cease, Ray, and Arrighetti. And then my closers are Huffman and Jansen.
Yeah, you got to start pounding the SPs again.
Yeah.
Team 2. So after, we talked about him waiting on pitching, and this is not how you round out the end with McClanahan and Woodruff. Like, when you need to get some innings banked, that's not the risk that you want to take, now I got them 2 and Kirby. Listen, I mean, if it works out, great, but it just seems like when you need to backfill innings, that's not how. And he picked Neto right before that. So
I was just going to say, pick Neto. His entire bench is going to be injured people.
I have Neto on both of my mains. I took him at like pick 230 in each. I knew I was going to prepare to stash. On one team I have him and Acuna. I'm fine with that, but hopefully he comes back healthy. Even though it's been shrouded with secrecy when he's actually going to come back. I love the one who's like, he's ahead of the schedule. Like, well, you've never said the schedule in the first place, so we don't know what ahead of means. Oh, Luke Jackson, round 16. Oh, boy. That's way too high. We'll see what happens with that. But I picked him in round 30 in my main. In my CLQ before I exited Las Vegas, and he's already up to round 16. Wow. That's no Maldonado, man. I mean, whew.
That's who I was thinking for my corner. Arenado.
Yeah. Yeah, still steady Eddie, you know. I know the production went down a lot, but if it's like in my SGP sheet, he's still like an absolute smash at that spot, you know. Yes, Mason Wynn is
Yeah.
batting ninth today. Someone recognized that, and yeah, he is.
That's
Lars
all right.
batting leadoff. That's got to push him up a little bit.
Lars,
That's all right.
my
All right.
guy.
I remember Jazz Chisholm's second year, or Jazz Chisholm's third year. He was batting 7th or 8th, and everyone freaked out about it. And I think it took him 2 weeks to bat top 3 in the lineup. So,
Right.
opening
Right.
day lineup position not important.
Yeah, right. I just did a pod with Dustin McComas last night, and we were talking about that, and this one thing he brought up was like not to have too many early reactions, right? Like overreactions.
Yeah.
And I think like, you know, when people say, "Oh, that's an overreaction," I just think you have to react in general, right? You don't have to. It doesn't have to be an under and overreaction, but like if you make sure you have a feeling on the news, right? It's like just have some sort of take on anything that's happening, but don't go too nuts about it. Just note it and move along, you know.
Yeah.
Did Victor Scott go yet in this draft?
I think he just went.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. There he is.
All right, so I got a pitcher lined up here who I had. Yeah, I think he's my most rostered player last year, and I just don't have a whole lot of them this year. So we'll see if he makes it to me here. We'll see if he makes it to me.
Yeah, I like these last couple of picks right here. The pitchers, Rocker, Bueller, and Manaea. Manaea, I think I think he's going too far. I know he's got the oblique. I know he's still got to ramp up, but I think it's a little too much of a drop for him. Bueller, I was never a Bueller guy, but something about the Red Sox org, you know, just I think you got to start trusting these organizations that really put so much emphasis into pitching, you know. Like the Marlins right now are a sneaky staff. You know, they hired like a whole new front office. Most of them came from the Yankees too. So I think they're doing good things. Like last year it was Boston, right? That we're like, oh yeah, it opened up our eyes to that the Twins the year before. Bubic off the board. Another great pick by Mr. Torres. Was that your guy, Fish, or no?
No, that wasn't my guy, but I do like that.
Yeah, that's a good
I definitely like him.
That's a good spot right there.
Torres is dialed in.
Yeah,
He's gonna be your competition, Fish.
he's got a nice draft going.
Torres and Mega.
Yeah, Mager is a stud. No, he made a.
Fuck.
Oh, that was him.
There it was. All right. Damn it. Oh shit. Now I don't know what pitchers I like though. Like here.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
I have pitchers that I like, but I just don't know if I like them right here.
Doesn't matter.
Maybe I just push one of these guys up.
I don't think it
Half of
matters.
them.
Fish, don't look at the ADP. Don't say I don't know if I could do it here. Just pick the best guy you like. That's it. Fucking 4 hours to the fucking tip off, baby. I mean, who cares about ADP?
No, I agree.
That's something you care about like in November when you're like, I don't want to keep pushing this guy up, right?
No, exactly.
Like Dami Min. You know, you don't want to be Dami Mins too early.
Taking David Bednar in the 8th round.
Dami Mins.
Dami Mins. First man of the season. Hey, Dom, don't push up Sanchez too much. All right, I'll just take him at 90.
All right, I'm gonna take this guy first here. I'm gonna lock in.
All right, Fish. Man, you're walking on the wild side, my man. God bless you.
Yeah, I'm gonna take him first because I'm gonna take this next guy.
All right.
Okay, so this next guy I'm gonna take, I got in the 22nd round last night.
Matt Wallner batting leadoff for the Twins.
Actually,
it's insane.
You know what? I actually got
this lineup is something else.
Andrew Vaughn. I like that.
Man,
I was
I'm
thinking about
shocked.
him.
I'm shocked it's not Julian at second and Castro on left versus the righty. You know, I don't know. He had a good spring, made the team. I just thought, I don't know. I kind of draft streamed that into my last my last pick. Just thinking, I think they have like 8 straight righties to start the season. There we go. There's a root right there. Oh
There we go.
yeah,
We like that. We like that.
SP5.
Why not?
I would have double banged Roop and Walker right there, or Roop and somebody else, but I liked it.
Yeah, I got there's a few more pitchers that I like here that I don't know. I think I can get them next go around, but
All right,
we'll see. We will see.
exciting time, boys. Fucking baseball is back for real. Major League Baseball, just make opening day in a major league stadium, though.
Yes,
I love the international thing, grow the brand, right? Cool. But it's just like, what are we doing? You have a week between a real game and then all spring training games, and then you start up again with the real game. And it's like, it should be just be in a major league stadium. That's just something I just want to keep, here.
I agree. I said if you want to play those games over in Tokyo, I think it's great. But exhibition games, just make them spring training games. Like, I don't know.
You know what happened in exhibitions, Fish? Apollo Creed died, so they're just making it real now.
I also Rob earlier on.
Yeah.
I also Rob earlier on went on a little bit of a rant about these start times today.
Oh my God! I mean, give me a couple at 1, a couple at 3. Fucking
it's just so obvious.
I would love to hear the reasoning behind this, but I mean, what's going on? I mean, we need some efficiency in the major league office here.
Yeah, I agree. It's so stupid. 9 games at once. Like, come on.
Right. My TV doesn't hold that, damn it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I said. You got to have a game on the phone, on the laptop, on the TV. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, you got to have a real sick setup for that. Trying to pound out some last-minute underdog drafts. This is it.
Rob, we got a question for you here.
Am I rolling out Sonny Gray today? I am. He's one of my most rostered pitchers, and most of those shares came before, there was a little bit of a bump in the road, and before he surprised everyone. Hey, surprise, surprise. I had a injection last year. Not that I mind that. I mean, I got PRP, so I know how good that works. But it's just like I would love news to come out a little earlier. And I know Minnesota really tends to hammer the righties with that lefty lineup they have, but I'm gonna throw them in there, man. I'm not I don't get too cute to start the season, and maybe that's a blind spot for me. But I just roll the guys out there. I'm not really looking at matchups. I'm not trying to like, hey, maybe I go Garrett Whitlock over Sonny Gray. I'm not trying to do that. Like, I don't know. It's just my style. It's just I'm rolling them out there. There was some concerns in the offseason. Obviously, the spring training. Obviously, gave up a shit ton of homers, but the whiffs was still there. The ball percentage was still fine. So I'm not worried about those things. I'm rolling them out. That's it. Let's go. Andre Jimenez batting cleanup. Let's go. Oh, the Blue Jays.
It's insane. It's fucking insane.
I just I get the whole, I read the whole offseason. I was kind of reading the spring training lineup. So it's cool. He's going to have like a secondary table setter. I just didn't think it would come at the 4th spot. I thought it would come at like the 6th spot, because I do like the Jimenez Kirk back-to-back, because that's going to be all day steal, hit and run with Kirk. That's good for Kirk too. But I thought it would be like Springer 4th and then Jimenez Kirk. But hey, listen, he's big analytics spit this one out for sure.
I also really like their 9-hitter as a sleeper. I never heard of him until 3 weeks ago, but dove into him and what he did in the spring. I think that kid could be really good.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Um, he's just one of those guys too where I thought it was going to happen last year. It's like
Yeah.
one of the best practices I think you could do in the offseason, especially for draft champions. Russell Withers talked about this, had it on his website. I talked about it on our pod, but he just sorts by Steamer projected WRC plus, and last year landed him on like Spencer Horwitz, and Will Wagner, like those kind of guys, it's just sometimes it really does play up, sometimes the guy doesn't have pop or a bunch of speed, but if you're creating runs, the team's going to want you in the lineup. And I thought last year with the Blue Jays lineup being terrible at some point that he was going to come in. So Vinny P is in the lineup. And that's good to hear.
Nice.
There
So
we
you
go.
like that, Ryan? Ryan, you still a Royals fan?
Yeah, I root for them. I'm more of just like a general baseball fan
Okay.
at this point. Like I watch them, but I'm not crazy about them. It's
Yeah.
weird though. It's weird how I've transformed as a fan. I used to be just obsessed, and now just like I don't know. More just I just more root
I
for
think
players now.
Yeah, I think it's better to stay neutral. I'm the same way with the Mets. I just try not to get too high or too low. I just think it's important to be like that in general. Not even for sports, but for non-sports too. I try to stay away from my extreme emotions. And yeah, I think for my fanhood, I've been happy. Obviously, it's super exciting making the playoffs, and I was, crushed with that. And then Soto, despite me not liking Soto for all my life, I'm not going to deny that was a good pickup for the Mets.
Yeah, that is
Yeah,
funny.
you-
I totally
you know
forgot
that.
about the Ted Williams thing.
Oh yeah, I just always wanted one of the catchers to just get up and just punch him for doing all the dancing, but not gonna happen now. So I'm gonna, definitely gonna. I'm on his side now. I hope
What
they
do you
saved
guys think
enough money
about-
with that.
No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I hope they have enough money for Vlad.
that would be a sick 1-2 combo.
I think they're trying to, copy the Dodgers blueprint. It's like really what you need to do to, I think keep pace with that is have 3 established Hall of Famers and then fill in the rest,
Getting draft and develop well. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. And the Mets are doing that so good, right? With like all these guys they're bringing in that are just doing it, It's just awesome. I trust in Stearns. It's like I draft Mets, but I'm really drafting Stearns,
Stearns, and their pitching coach is one of the best in the league.
Oh, he's
easily.
incredible.
Yeah.
He's incredible.
To make David Peterson a fucking passable pitcher is that's impressive shit.
Did David Peterson go yet?
I don't think so.
Oh boy.
Unless I missed him. Nope, he has not gone yet.
What I was going to ask you guys was, what do you think about round 19, Royce Lewis? Not that I think this guy I think he wants 10 injured people. I think that's the goal in this draft. But outside of being on his injured team, what do you think about Royce Lewis there?
I think at that spot, I mean, it's not that bad, right? It's probably not something I want to do in a main event, but the cost isn't crazy. It's just like, at what point are we going to get, like, I don't know this, and I'm sure the Twins know this, right, with the body trackers and stuff, but like, how much is this slicing off of his skills every time he gets hurt, right? It's like every time he keeps coming back, is he just less of himself, and that's the key thing. Also, where's his head at, right? At some point, this is gonna break a lot of people, right?
Yeah,
going from like a preeminent budding superstar to just can't stay on the field. So psyche wise too, I worry for him, and that's like, I don't have a column in my spreadsheet for that, like Dave has influenza plus, but maybe I should.
Influenza plus.
Yeah. I mean, hey,
love
listen, put it in the sheet, Ryan. See what happens.
Why not? Throw it in the fucking shit.
No, you know what? I Dr. Dave is he's a smart dude, you know. I know we you know, we knock on him a lot, but he's in tune to what he likes to focus on, you know, and that's just like the style he plays, which I think is really good. I'm obviously more like I play a little bit more risk than that, but you know, like Mookie Betts slipped to me in the second round, you know, I had pick 12 and I took him, you know. I think if anyone could get past it, it's Mookie Betts, right? We're not talking about some schlub. We're talking about one of the best athletes in the world, you know? So I'm hoping it seems like he's holding food down now, and it's pretty good. So.
Who are you looking at here, Fish?
Well, I wanted Nick Martinez, but he's gone. I don't know. I'm gonna keep punting second catcher down the road. I think I got to get back into the pitching again, though. Still got the corner open. Still got UT open. Definitely going to take a pitcher here with one of these two picks, probably. I got a UT guy that I really, really want to get. I want to get a share of him.
A UT guy is better than a UTI.
Absolutely.
Take it easy.
Take it easy.
Take it easy, man. Oh, Baron.
I just got to check one thing quick here. Make sure.
Love the Torres was doing, then he had to go and ruin it with Justin Verlander.
JV.
He's fucking older than dirt.
Yeah. He's an old one. All right. I'm going David Peterson here.
There we go.
Yeah. You like that one, Rob?
DP.
I am definitely on that one. I'm a big David Peterson guy. I think as a Met fan, just hearing him talk about how for like the last year he was pitching before his hip injury, he was you know, like favoring his body, and he didn't realize it till when he got healthy, and how the pitch tracking was lining up for him, how off he was with everything. He was tilted to one side, the release point was getting affected, like he was just a different guy, you know. And then we saw like David Peterson make this kind of switch to a more of a just like a sinker guy, right? He started off with the four-seamer heavy, was more of a whiff guy, then became more of like a hard hit suppression guy. But in the you know, in the last 2 months of the season, he bumped up his four seam to 30%, almost as much as his sinker, and he had a 17% swinging strike rate on the four seamer in the last 2 months. And I think a lot of people don't realize that he was a changed pitcher. City feels great for him. Good team behind him. I think he's a marvelous pick. Absolutely.
Yeah, I like that one. Okay, I'm gonna take this guy. I got very upset that I got sniped on him last night's main, so I'm gonna lock in Jock Peterson for my UT.
Oh,
there you go,
Jock.
I like Jock.
There you go.
Okay.
Nothing wrong with a little Jock, right?
Yep.
I like it.
So for starters, I got a second catcher, corner, and one pitcher left, and then it's all reserves.
Look at this Marlins lineup. I mean, this is an absolute abomination. That they're allowed to trot a team like this on the field. It's the worst, literally the worst lineup I've ever seen in my entire life. We got one,
the Marlins.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think there's 7 guys that would be in the minor leagues on 28 other teams. On this team.
And don't forget, fucking Matt Mervis. Oh my God, it's just like
Matt Mervis batting cleanup, baby.
I'm kind of interested. I'm kind of a little interested, because there's always some value on bad teams, right? I think we know that this is sometimes, the ability to stay on the field is a little easier for these guys because they don't have much to beat out, like in terms of like they're not sparring with anyone for PT. With the Connor Norby injury, I'm a little bit interested in Eric Wagaman. I want to see how he starts off and if they give him some run, because like in the minors last year, and even a brief sample with the Angels, he hit the ball really hard, and I know you like that, Ryan, right? And it's just like one of those guys. I think that might be sneaky. Watch out on a bad team. And I really want to see what they do with their outfield. How is Derek Hill going to play every day, or is it just going to be versus lefties? Obviously, he smashes lefties. He's just one of those guys. Like, did he become just like a lefty streamer in the main, right? Or is he someone who can like keep some value? Kyle Stowers is interesting too because he like kind of makes good, like decent swing decisions, hit the ball hard too, pulled the ball in the air. But it's just like, what are they gonna do? Like as a whole, it's just disgusting. Ugh.
Yeah,
Jonah Bride with the lowest swing rate in the world. Like he swings like 30% of the time. It's like just stand up there and don't do anything, guy. That works.
Yeah, they're definitely gonna score some runs this year. I kind of like Otto Lopez. I like the skills.
Yeah, 100%.
I think that's about it. I'm not an Xavier Edwards fan. I don't think I would draft anybody else on this team other than Lopez.
Yeah, I love Lopez. That's a good call out. And in DC, if I ever just like kind of missed out on some speed, early, he was one of the guys I went to, kind of like the guys that you put aside like later on, him and Victor Scott. Not Mike Ciani though. That was a mistake. All right, Fish. What do you?
I took Lopez.
I think you should name your team Peterson and Peterson.
Oh, did you? Nice.
Actually, I didn't even realize that. The law firm.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's like, oh, you guys brothers now. His mother had a T, and my other mother had a D.
That's funny.
Zinc with the Michael Garcia is not playing. Good, because he stinks. That was like my continuous fade every year. Like to stay away from Michael Garcia. I'm right there.
Yeah, Michael Garcia does stink, but I would definitely prefer to see him over Kevin Biggio.
Well, yeah, that's for sure.
I don't need to see Kevin Biggio. I'm good.
I think that's because maybe Vinny P is just DHing. But where's Mark Connor? They just brought in Connor.
Yeah, I don't know. You'd think one of them can play first base, but I guess not.
I think
sorry, Mike. I just saw this.
Oh yeah, Mike, check it out.
Let me scroll up here for a minute. There it is, King. There's your overall winner in the 14 slot. Let's go.
Here's the overall winner, baby. Let's go. You guys have a besides ourselves, who'd you pick to win the main event overall this year? Last year, I kind of guessed right with Clark Olson when Paul asked me in my pod. So I feel good I got one right. But who do you guys like this year? Anyone that kind of stick out for you player wise? It's like, what, this guy's due.
He said besides us. I was gonna say maybe you, Rob. You're due.
I'm gonna go out on a limb. I'm gonna go out on a limb and take Weimer.
Yeah, big limb.
I'll take Weimer at -125.
Yeah, me too. I mean, he's definitely one of my entries for sure. Yeah, absolutely. No doubt about that. The
Man.
guy is an absolute machine. So consistently good. What's amazing too is like he rarely finishes like below 8th place. Yeah. That's like so impressive. I remember when I first started podcasting and started getting guests on, I would go to historical standings and I would just like look at all these good players and I'm like, man, this guy rarely finishes at like anywhere near the end, which is incredible. You know, it's just as good as consistently winning. It's just consistently not being bad. I think there's something to be said about that. You know, it's just like he's got like got a great floor.
Yeah, absolutely.
Insane.
I'll tell you who I would like to see win the main event overall is our good buddy, Mike the Mouth. No, Mike the Mouth. I want to see the victory laps. I want to see the podcast tour.
I don't even want to know what he would do if he won the overall.
It would be entertaining, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Entertaining. R-rated. Yeah, it would be a lot of things. He would be doing a live stream from his Dungeons and Dragons lair and probably doing some crazy shit that we don't want to know about. But
good old MTM. What a legend.
I actually really like this past round. Soderstrom, big fan of. Birdsong, I think it'd be a huge breakout guy. Brisky, Jacob Wilson, and Peterson. I like that round a lot.
Tigers, I just think it's going to be so hard to capture the Tigers saves, like in your starting lineup each week. It just seemed like they love that chaos embracing, right? They love to throw all these different guys in a role. And I don't know, Brisky didn't do enough for me to really separate himself from everybody else. I don't know if all DC season I would just wait for Will Vest at like in round 48 because it just seemed like how much different is him and Brisky cost,
Yeah.
Will Vest is a throwback from like 3 years ago. Loved him 2 or 3 years ago.
Will Vest, baby, still does it for me. He still does it for me. And I think like there's still Tyler Holton, right? Maeda's in the pen. What if he comes in for a 3-out save, right? It's just I just think it's gonna be one of those things where it's like best for Gladiator, right? You have that guy, you don't have to make those decisions, and he accumulates the 10 saves. I just think it's gonna be so hard to capture that on a week-to-week basis, but maybe Brisky runs away with it, I don't know. I know he made some changes in the spring. Interesting to see if these things hold. His release height went up by 4 or 5 inches. Added some more ride to his 4-seamer, which is really good. Again, I don't know how these things hold, or if they stick. But to me, he always had the goods, but the swing and strike just never like transferred into being like, okay, yeah, you got this gas, you got this velocity, but where are the whiffs, right? I just want to see a little bit more from him, but maybe
giffable, not whiffable, as they would say.
Oh, look at that! Damn, did you make that T-shirt yet? Did you make that T-shirt yet? Because that is legit.
Oh no, that's what I always make fun of that because that's what they used to say about Dustin May, that it was giffable, not whiffable. I forgot who said that. It always stuck with me.
Right.
I forgot who said it. One of the Twitter accounts that has like 20,000 followers. And then Dustin May shoved in April, and I made fun of it, and then he went out for the year. So joke's on me.
Let's check in here. Todd Hoppy fished the late night main and the dog drive in the morning. Yeah, I got about 4 hours of sleep. So
that's insane.
That's all right though. It's this is the greatest day of the year. I can sleep tonight when the games are over. I'm off all this week from work, so I take this week off every single year. Get these last minute drafts in. Enjoy opening day. There's plenty of time to sleep.
Sleep when you're dead.
Yeah.
That's my motto.
What's the king saying here? The king thinks I'm punting home runs. I don't know about that.
A home run punt, huh?
That'd be a wild.
A home run punt if you just looked at Lee, Wynn, and Holiday. Yeah, I guess. Ignore the rest of your team.
Churio's going to hit some bombs. Machado's going to hit some bombs. Yelich has 3 this spring. He's back for 40 this year. Probably not, but
He's back for 40. Is he?
I got Jock Peterson. We're back.
Let's fucking go.
So there's a guy that I'm kind of surprised that he's still there. I don't have a spot for him, but I might just have to take him and we'll figure it out. Let's see if he can make it to me here.
Curlin, did you do a main this year? Did you do a main?
Oh yeah, the king did a main.
No, that's my pick to win the main. Then I'm picking the king.
Yes, God, that would be great too.
Let's see it. That was electric when he was in the top 10 and we were following it with the Burger King fucking girl.
Yes.
That was incredible. That was fucking incredible.
That's our king. Hey, we got Rob Geis in the chat. Hey, what's up, Rob? Welcome in. Thanks for stopping in.
There he is, the man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah, we got AG in the house. I knew he'd be happy with about that Jung Hoo Lee pick. That's actually probably my least favorite pick, AG, so far this draft.
He's a good little guy.
He's a good little guy. Yeah.
Bo Naylor is a nice, interesting pick there. I kind of like, obviously spring is a small sample, but he reached a lot less this spring and he cut down the K rate, again, small sample, but he went back to like that 23, 24% K rate. I think if he gets into that range, I think we're going to see a nice little season from Bo Naylor. Maybe he's going to thrive without his brother there, Maybe he had more pressure when his brother was there. Like, I got to be like my bro.
Yeah, I got to live up to his expectations.
Yeah, now he's like, that asshole's over there somewhere else. No, I'll shut him.
It
pitch
must
and
be
run
tough.
here. Will Warren, Cannon, let's go. Griffin Cannon, Mets, baby.
It's got to be tough when your brother is much better than you and on your team.
Yeah, it is.
Tough.
Yeah, man. I play softball with my brothers, and they're older than me, but they were like the stars of the team for a long time. When I was old enough to play, I started playing with them, but I felt that pressure hard, Ooh, good pick. Stephen Goodwin says Kyle Brinkman. That's a good pick for the overall plus 450. Steve is just loves to make odds on the fly. Love it. He's a good little guy. What a meathead. All right, Fishy. On deck.
Yeah, I
pitching well.
I have a pitcher lined up, ready to go. I also, again, I have this guy that I don't currently have a spot for.
Man, this is you make your pick. And I'll talk about Muncy for a second. It's just
okay. I had him in the queue. This is a good price on Muncy.
Fifth on the Dodgers.
Yeah. He was definitely in consideration. Okay, I'm going to take this guy. I don't have a spot for him currently, but I don't think he should be here. I really like him.
Ooh, okay, yeah.
Colt Keith. I have corner open, so he will eventually get that, but I don't know. I think that
we think so, right?
I like that.
I mean, Torque is hot again. Is he going to get thrust back to first base and thwart the Colt Keith to first base move?
It certainly could happen.
Ooh, there he goes. The one you alluded to before, Ryan. Alan Rodin goes 22nd in the first pick of the 22nd round. Sorry, first pick of the 22nd round. Nice.
Yeah. Okay. Here's my pitcher. I got to get him. Love him.
Oh yeah. There we go. There you go.
Povich.
There
yeah.
There you go. Oh, that's it. That's a beautiful pick. You know what's his name is going to be out, right? For a decent amount of time. There should be no Albert Suarez thwarting this kid's, progression.
Yes.
I really like that pick. He made a nice little change, from first half to second half last year. And I think that it kind of continued into spring where he was really good. But his last 8 starts, he had an 18.6 K minus walk and a 12% swing and strike, 33% ball percentage. That's dope. So, and he carried it into the spring. So, great pick there, Fish. I like that. Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Thanks. Yeah, I have a ton of Povich. Love him.
Yeah, that's a good pick. He reminds me a lot of Max Fried. I think he's got that kind of upside.
But yeah, Rob, do you want to talk about Muncy real quick?
I was just gonna say, he's just batting 5th for the Dodgers. He came back last year, and he was after his injury, and he was smashing the ball. So I just feel like it's one of those guys where maybe every time you go pick, it's like not your ideal guy. Like drag down your batting average. He might sit for some lefties, but he also might play first base on the days that Freddie Freeman gets load managed. And it's that sounds so stupid when I said it out loud. Load managed. I'm not going to say that again. Jesus Christ. But no, I mean, just like, when you really think about it, right, with all the guys in front of him, it's like this guy is going 317, and he just, I don't know. It just seems like a really good pick there,
Before I started playing NFBC leagues, probably like 4 years ago, I always had Muncy because I played OBP leagues. And then I start playing NFBC, and I feel like Muncy's been a value every single year I've played NFBC. Like, no one drafts him because he's got a bad batting average, even though he could hit 35 homers every year.
Right. Shea Langoliers has a bad batting average, too. He goes in the fucking 10th round, 9th round. I know it's a catcher, but it's still like, it's just, I don't know. Like I said, Muncy came back last year from the oblique, like, looking fine, and a really good pick. Ben Brown just went off the board. I like that high upside pick from Torres. Got named as the SP5. Just comes down to, can he,
throwing another pitch? Is he still just throwing fastball, curveball?
Yep.
I just don't know how you can be successful just throwing fastball, curveball.
Right.
I'm just shocked. I'm shocked that he hasn't worked on another pitch by now.
I am shocked too, and I'm actually kind of a little surprised he just got thrusted into the SP5 again. But, they're going to give him another some more run to go and try to prove that he can be in the starting lineup, in the rotation. I know they got Colin Rea there that can sub in every once in a while. They were looking at Lance Lynn, but Cox is doing an interesting since round 16. I like the run he's been on. I'm not a Bowden Francis guy, but I think at some point in the draft he just like bubbled up to just maybe being a decent pitcher. But I love Rocker. I love the lighter, the bird song, and he's taking a shot. I don't know who else he has as relievers, but if he kind of punted the reliever thing, it's a decent way to go.
Yeah, let's see what he's got here. He's got Duran. That's it.
Yeah. I like Kirkering, but I just feel like he's getting overdrafted. I think Thompson is going to do Thompson things. And right now, the best guy in that pen is Jose Alvarado. He's up 2.5 on his 4-seamer. He dropped 20 pounds. He's been, with the usage that Thompson's shown in the spring, it looks like he's going to be the preferred guy. Not to say he's going to get all of them. I think they're all going to get 10 to 12 minimum. It's just going to be tough to really land that. I think Romano's going too high too. I think that they're going to play around with that a little bit, but really good pen. I like Kirkering, but I just think it's a little too low. Here goes Francisco Alvarez. He'll be a good 4-week hold, 6-week hold minimum. I hope he can still retain the power.
You go back to Alvarado. I mean, if he pitches like he did 2 years ago, he was like one of the 5 best relievers in baseball.
1,000%. I took him in my auction in Vegas on Thursday. I took him in the reserve rounds, and I've been trying to scoop him up in the last couple of DCs I did, which right now feel like they were months ago. It's Povich season. Randy Haynes, Baltimore Oriole fan, he knows. He knows.
Lots of Baltimore homers I've seen on the timeline, picking them to win the World Series and everything.
Oh yeah. That's
Yeah.
also Swervy. Oh, Swervy was strong with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Charlie Morton, Game 1 starter in the World Series.
What a draft, huh? What a draft.
You guys have any World Series picks?
Yeah, Brewers.
The Brew Crew?
No, Brewers aren't winning anything.
It's
Who you got, Ryan?
I'm going with the Diamondbacks. I really like
Okay.
that. I like that team a lot.
That's a good look. Yeah.
Obviously the Dodgers, but it's boring to pick the Dodgers. So go Diamondbacks.
I think I'm gonna lock into if I don't go Mets, I think obviously the Mets are gonna do it. If I don't say Mets, I think it'll be their in division rivals with the Phillies. Just really like the way their team's assembled. I like their pitching staff, the bullpen, and I just like overall like the players on their team. They're just hardworking, like leave it all on the field kind of dude. So I like them. Honestly, sneaky. I don't know if it is sneaky, but I'll go with the Red Sox too.
Yeah, I like what the Red Sox have done for sure.
I just think they have this base, and I think they have just ability to call in all these upside guys that just like it could just really be awesome to watch. They're stacked. Honestly,
They have a ton of arms too.
Right. They do.
Ton of arms.
Yep. I just love it just fits in well, and that's no pun intended with Richard.
If the dick fits.
If the dick fits, pick it. Fucking dick fits. Incredible.
Yeah, Red Sox are a good pick too.
Blue Jays offered Vlad 14 to 15 years and $550 to $600 million. Not enough, dude. I don't think he's worth that much money for first baseman, but I want the Mets to pay it because it ain't my money.
Yeah, exactly.
Gain your money, and for the first 7-8 years, he's going to be a fucking monster.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to have Soto and Vlad if that happens with 25, 26 years old. Both of them will be on a Hall of Fame path. Both of them will be putting guys in the stadium when they're about to hit their 400th and 500th homer. There's just so many things that can – there we go. Jose Alvarado from Bangor. That's what I'm talking about. Talking about, Griffin. Nice pick. Griffin, very good fantasy player, awesome poker player. I don't know if anyone knows. He's in the World Series of Poker plenty of times.
He won the OC 2 years ago?
Well, almost did, right? I think he came in second behind Guilds. He had two teams in the top 5, I believe.
Right. I actually think he came in second and third. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think they also worked out a deal to split the prizes or something. Which I would never do, honestly. If I'm in first place and I'm not hedging it, I'm sorry.
No, I would never do that.
I would never hedge. I've never done that in my league too. It's play in head-to-head leagues we could make it a 60-40 just in case. I'm like, just in case nothing. You're gonna get your ass whooped and I'm gonna win.
Yes,
that's it.
I wouldn't hedge either. Fuck that.
Yeah, you play to win.
There's a time to hedge, and it usually comes in the form of betting. You got someone to win the World Series, and they're playing another team, and you bet the other team. That makes sense to me, but not a big hedger. Just in my yard, I do a lot of hedging, but. All right, Fishy, what do you got here, man? What are you lining up for yourself here?
Probably going to be looking at a corner and a possible second catcher. Hopefully, there's two guys. Well, what pick are we on here? We're on Lowy. Okay, so there's one guy that doesn't have a second catcher. that I want. So
I'm going to be right back.
all right. There's a good chance he snipes him on me, though, Rob.
Yeah.
We'll see. There goes Lux. I'm trying to see. So corner is no, the same guy doesn't have a corner either. So he's about to take one of them probably.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Yeah, it's Jason Santal. He's got one catcher and he's got corner open. And those are the two things that I'm looking for here. So we'll see if we can survive them.
Giancarlo Stanton has begun swinging.
There we go.
Here we go.
Big Giancarlo. Let's go. All right, here it is. Don't do it to me. Jason, do not do it to me.
Do it to me.
Take a picture, Jason. Take a picture. I do need to get back get some pictures as well because Povich probably isn't starting this weekend, so I don't really want to take a 0.
Yeah, that's it's funny, but like you almost I like to treat some of these late end specs when I'm this close to the season starting is like get your late end guys and also make almost like the first your first fab, your first stream per se,
Mm-hmm.
There he is, baby.
Yep.
Good fucking pick. So to me, Ryan was talking about before, like the Soderstrom, kind of group. And to me, what is the difference between Soderstrom and Ben Rice? And why is there a 4 or 5 round difference still? The like Steamer 600, Ben Rice is better. The overall skill set, I think, is very similar. And obviously, Ben Rice put on a show this spring. There was reports that he gained about 3.5 mile an hour of bat speed. I don't know. I took him as my lone first baseman in my first main, and I didn't even back him up, which was probably stupid. I wanted to get Carlos Santana, but I had a need for Ernie Clement, and I took him there, and then Santana went. But I am loving Ben Rice. I think the skills are so strong. I think there's a point where he'll play a little bit for us lefties as well. I think he's locked in at DH, and I'm here for it.
Yeah, obviously I like him as well. That's why I took him. But
Love it.
I had corner open. He's in the lineup today, starting at DH. So I think he's probably going to be pretty much their full-time DH, I would think, until Stanton is back, and who knows when Stanton's going to be back. So I'll take that, and it also buys me time until hopefully Cole Keith can grab corner eligibility. But
Hedge yourself too in case Goldie sucks and you need to put Rice at first.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
No, nice pick there, Danny Jansen. Great spot. Yeah, like it.
Yeah, so that's who I was worried that Jason was going to take when he took Jason Adam. I was worried he was going to take Danny Jansen on me.
Yeah, and that's why I was talking about the late catcher grabs, the Amayas, Danny Jansen. I love Mitch Garver right now. Not for the whole season, but he's healthy. He ripped the ball in the spring. He ripped the ball in September. There's something to be said about, I think, there's certain picks in the draft where you just start looking at the first month, right? Like, what can I capture in these first couple of months? And Mitch Garver, just think like an under the radar kind of grab. There's Hunter Goodman, right? Who might get some more PT. So there's a lot of guys in this range that I've been more open to waiting on catcher than ever this season. I think it's because of just how ADP flows throughout the draft.
Yeah, for sure. Do you think so? Danny Jansen is kind of a little bit banged up right now. It sounds like he's probably going to play, but it's not like guaranteed. Do you think it's wise to grab a third catcher here?
I wouldn't.
No, just roll the dice.
Yeah, I think. I don't know. I think they said that he played a simulated game yesterday, right?
Mhm.
I haven't seen any reports on how he did in that simulated game, but honestly, I don't mind taking a 0 either for 3 games. And then you
Okay.
assess it for the fab period. You know what I'm trying to say? If there's
Yep.
reports that he's going to miss some time, I think you can adjust it in fab in 3 days from now. But I think you just roll with him maybe playing. If he plays once, that's great. If he doesn't play and he comes in Monday, I think that's fine also. You know,
Yeah.
I
Okay.
wouldn't waste a third spot on a catcher unless you like other guys and that you think you can, like I said, a Hunter Goodman who had that outfield eligibility too. That you could toss in the lineup. But I probably wouldn't. Drake
Yeah.
Baldwin. So you had no interest in the rookie?
Goodman has actually been drafted already.
Been taken. Okay.
Yeah. No, I don't really have any interest in Drake Baldwin.
Yeah.
Maybe I should, but I don't know. I like Danny Jansen, just the power. I like the power. Drake Baldwin's obviously looks like he's a great prospect, but I mean, what happens when Murphy's back is, I don't know. Does Baldwin
Victor
go back
Vodnik.
down?
Banger's really hitting these late RP targets. I love that pick too, Victor Vodnik, who seems like he got labeled as the guy. Who knows how long that lasts? Obviously, the Colorado thing can be very fluid. Halverson's good. Kinley's been fucking whiffing everybody.
Yeah. I don't understand. I mean, I get like Vodnik had the role last year for a little bit and was fine, but I don't understand how a pitcher can succeed in pitching in Colorado with a lot of walks and not a lot of strikeouts. Like I just feel like pitch to contact with a lot of walks is going to be a tough recipe to succeed. But I don't know.
Yeah, if I had to pick one, I would take Halverson in that pen. And when you guys were talking about Drake Baldwin, like you said, when Murphy comes back, he's obviously not going to catch every day. And then on top of that, like the hit rate on rookie catchers has to be like next to 0. Other than William Contreras, who didn't really catch his rookie year. He played like left field and DH. I can't really think of a rookie catcher that was good. They're almost never good.
Yeah, it's a big role trying to, worry about the pitching staff and, trying to get on the same page with all the pitchers and, but.
All right, fellas. It's a pleasure hanging out. I got to go finish cranking out some lineups and getting to the Discord stuff. But I appreciate you guys. And for sure, let's link up soon. Good luck the rest of your draft, Fishy.
Sounds good. Thanks, Rob. Thanks for popping on. Good luck to you this year.
Yeah, man.
Nice talking to you, bro. Good luck this season.
All right, Ryan. Take care, buddy.
Later, man.
Later.
Yeah, we'll see you later. So the Dominator. Go away for 2 hours and Ryan is still eating. All the guy does is eat. Can't put his camera on. Can't join the draft.
Bro, I ate breakfast at 8:30. It's noon. I'm eating lunch.
Yeah.
I've been fucking drafting for 3 hours.
Yeah, this draft is actually kind of taking a long time. Gotta get the lineup setting here shortly. Gotta get some more lineups released. Wait, Tanner Bybee was scratched?
Oh, here we go.
Dominator. You can't. No way. Is it really?
Is it 2 G's?
Oh,
It's the food poisoning. It's not
food poisoning. All right.
Yeah.
We
He's
can all
fine.
breathe a sigh of
Relax.
relief.
Take a deep breath.
Hopefully, he doesn't lose 20 pounds.
Yeah. Astros lineup is interesting. Isak batting second. Cam Smith playing right. Brendan Rodgers second. And Jake Myers center. Bottom of that lineup is brutal.
Yeah.
Not a Brandon Rogers guy.
No, I'm not either. All right, so we're down to. I just want to make sure at this point that I have a full pitching staff for the first week. So obviously, Crochet is good, Cease is good, Huffman's good, Robbie Ray's good, Kenley's good, Arrighetti's good, right? He should be pitching this weekend, I would think.
Um,
Pull up the RotoWire roster grid.
I don't know actually.
I would have to imagine he's pitching this weekend. I'm just gonna check it out. Yeah, it looks like Saturday. Yep, Saturday. So he's good. Who else we got here? Landon Roop. Where is he lining up to start? He might be an early next week guy. Yeah, it looks like he's on the first at Houston. So that is not exactly a great start. But that we just talked about that lineup. It's not nearly as scary as it used to be a couple years ago. That's Tuesday. Landon Roop is lined up for. Looks like. Who else we got here? David Peterson. That's who we got to figure out.
David Peterson is pitching Monday against Miami.
Monday, yep. So he's not going to be startable this weekend.
That's happening Sunday.
I can't even grab the free win anymore. Landon Knack, he's gone. I could grab a free save with Vesia.
I love Dom going through the 7 stages of grief in the chat.
Yeah.
Thank God it's not worse. Almost fainted.
The Dominator. Okay, so I have, and then Povich, I don't think he's starting this weekend. So I have 3 guys that I would be currently taking a 0 on for this weekend. So we're going to have to load up.
I'm just going to take some relievers.
There's actually a starter that I like. I took him last night. I'm going to take him again because he lines up for a beautiful start this weekend. When did I take him last night? Not that it should matter, but took him in the 28th last night.
Three hours away.
Yep, I'm doing the draft up at my parents' place because we just moved and the kids are just going crazy in our new place. So came up here last night, do a draft, do our pod, and then once this wraps up, I'm just going to cruise through and set lineups for whatever lineups are out there, and then head back and get ready for the Brew Crew.
Hell yeah.
Manzardo, there we go. And Torque went. I took Torque last night. I got Torque in, actually took him a little bit earlier than in this one. I took him in the 21st last night.
I didn't realize you took Ben Rice. I like that pick a lot.
Yeah, I needed a corner because Colt Keith is currently on my bench until he gets corner eligibility, hopefully. So, Sports and Stocks, thanks for tuning in again, man. Really appreciate it. Good luck this year. Okay, let's figure out some pitching here. What are we going to do here, Thomas? A little Harrison Bader action. Okay. I'll tell you what, one thing I don't really have yet is a stash outside of Cole Keith until he gains corner eligibility. But I don't have an injured player stash yet. And there's a guy that I actually kind of like that is still hanging around. He'd be a stash for sure, but
there's kind of a stash that just popped up if you check the Twitter chat.
Okay, so we got the.
oops. Yeah, I use. Oh, there goes Vessi. I can't even get the free save. Yeah, no, I don't. I usually don't like stashing pitchers though. With Yuri, I'm gonna stash this guy. I'm gonna stash this guy, and we're just gonna see how it goes. Jesus Sanchez. So there's, yeah, okay. So there goes Perdomo. We are good to go here. I'm going to lock this guy in next. He's got a nice start this weekend. If we could get some people to make some quicker picks, it'd be glorious. We're over 3 hours already.
Yeah, this is a slow draft. MTM would be fucking losing his goddamn mind right now.
Yeah, he would be going nuts. Yeah, so I'm going to go Tyler Anderson here. Start against the White Sox this weekend. I like that. So I'll be able to put him in. I mean, we're going to have Roop, Peterson, and Povich all coming out of the starting lineup. So we got one guy to go in. We're going to need 2 more. I do have another guy lined up for a little bit later. Hopefully I can get him. And then we're about ready for showtime.
Another White Sox stream right after you with Simeon Woods Richardson. Plays in week 2.
Yep, I took him last night because I could afford to for the week 2. I also took Emerson Hancock last night because he is lined up for a 2-stepper next week. But I don't know if I can afford that right now because I still got to get 2 more guys to start for this week. Maybe I can get them the last round. Here we go. Dom's asking, is this worse than his from Monday? Yeah, so Dom's main event was just so ridiculous. Just everybody taking forever. I don't know, Dom, do you remember how long yours took? Because we're at 3 hours and 8 minutes already.
Yeah, this is going to be a 3.5 hour draft.
Yeah, this is insane. Like those. Oh, and the draft is paused right now for whatever reason. Oh, okay.
Because he got autoed Cole?
No, he just accidentally took Cole. Yeah, if you time out and auto somebody, they don't roll it back. But if you misclick, they'll roll it back. But it's a clear mistake. All right, here we go. I gotta scroll down here. There we go. Now everybody can see the rest of the board. We'll wrap this up. I don't know. Maybe we just wrap it up now. Finish this round. This is just taking so damn long.
Yeah.
I would have thought this had been done by now.
Oh, for sure. I'm good with whatever. I ain't doing shit for the next however many hours.
Here goes Ryan Bliss. I have maybe, Bliss might have been I already have Colt Keith as my second baseman. Who do you think is going to get the saves in Cincinnati? That's the question.
Well, has he been taken? I don't want to say him if he's been taken. Oh, yeah, he has Tony Santillan. I like him a lot. Nasty slider.
Yeah, he's pretty good. Kind of like Taylor Rogers. He's got the experience.
See the guy that throws. See the guy that throws like submarine. Or see the
one
lefty?
of them. Yeah, one of them.
I don't know. I get them confused. They're brothers, right? Yeah, one's like a regular lefty,
Yeah.
one's like a submarine pitcher.
Yeah, so Taylor Rogers is lefty. So that's so. I never like taking lefty closers, other than obviously the studs. Hader, Billy Wagner back in the day, Chapman. Oh,
He's
so
been
Andrew
good for a
Haney
couple of
just
years,
went.
has he?
Who? Taylor Rogers?
He was actually he was pretty good last year. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, he's all right. I like the fact that he's got the experience. I could easily see them. I mean, he's got 230 save seasons under his belt.
Yeah.
So Andrew Haney was a guy that I wanted because he's got the start against Miami this weekend. So now we got a pivot here. Man, this is.
Dom giving us misinformation in the chat, saying no Seager. He's batting second. Dom, come on, let's get it together.
Come on, Dominator. Clean it up a little
What's
bit.
even crazier is that they had Evan Carter sent to the minors so Leody Tavares can play center. And they went, nope, Kevin Pillar is going to play center. So there's that.
Really? Kevin Pillar's in center, not Tavares?
Kevin Pillar is in center.
Jeez. Oh, I guess they're facing a lefty, so.
Dom Burker's batting fifth. Not sixth. Come on now. You need to drink some like caffeine or something. You gotta get you going.
Dom was up late with me last night.
Get a coffee, maybe a tea.
So, what about this guy? Kind of like this guy a little bit.
I need lunch.
All right, I gotta go check.
Now, what's interesting is John Kenzie Noel is playing right field and not Nolan Jones. Are they facing a lefty? Reagan's is pitching. Okay. That's interesting that Manzardo's playing, though. Manzardo's playing against the lefty.
Yeah, that is interesting. Is he at DH?
Yep. DH Santana first.
Yeah, nice. Where's Santana hitting in the lineup?
Cleanup. Lane Thomas batting third.
Yeah. That's my concern a little bit with J Ram. The lineup is just not very good around him.
No, against lefties at least. This is a pretty. Gabriel Arias playing second base. Jeez. That's honestly my concern with Lane Thomas. Is that they have a boatload of outfield options. And in the minor leagues too, when DeLauder gets healthy. And they platooned Thomas for a decent chunk of the year once he went to Cleveland. So that would concern me long term with him.
Yeah. All right. Let's get this draft going here. Jesus.
You're going to be here until fucking 3 o'clock.
It's like 5 minutes around. Get them. Let's get it going here.
I'm not nurturing my body like you are, Ryan. Bro, got to eat every 3-4 hours. And because this 2 meals in a draft, because it's a fucking 4-hour draft.
Dylan Moore. How about Chandler Simpson going off the board here?
Did he make the team?
Chandler Simpson? No, I don't think so.
I haven't followed that whatsoever.
Here we go. Hobby. Let's slow this thing down and get Ryan to dinner. The whole meal. A whole day of meals.
By the fucking time the games start, I'm going to be eating dinner.
Yeah, this is getting a little bit ridiculous. Minnesota's lineup get released yet?
Yeah, it did. Bader's batting 9th.
Ty France in the lineup?
Ty France is in the lineup, yep. He's batting like 4th or 5th.
Jesus.
Yeah, some of these lineups are fucking brutal.
There goes Taylor Rogers. Let's see here. When is... Okay. I got another pitcher lined up here for the weekend. It's not great, but he definitely did not have a good spring. He was terrible. But we're gonna lock him in.
Who are you talking about?
Just my next pitcher I'm gonna take here.
Oh, yeah, fuck spring.
Yeah.
Exhibition games.
I need a pitcher. Oh, there he goes. Of course Torres takes him. Unbelievable. Zach Littell. He's got to start this weekend home against Colorado, and I can't even get him onto my roster. All right.
You're looking for an arm?
Yeah, well, I need pitchers that are going to pitch this weekend. I need 2 more still. All right, I'm gonna go this route right here.
Dean Kramer.
I'll take Scott Barlow here. I know he's going to pitch. Maybe he can grab a save.
I I don't hate Dean Kramer against Toronto. Luis Ortiz against the Royals.
Mean Dean Kramer. What a
Dean.
stud.
Mitchell. Oh, that's Philadelphia. I thought that was Pittsburgh. Never mind.
Yeah, maybe I will take Mean Dean here. Lock him in.
Lock him in.
All right. After I make this pick, we're shutting it down because this is just getting too long. I got to stand up.
Gotta fucking eat.
No, I don't need to eat, but I need to stand up. Start getting nuts.
Ryan, are you at a playground? I have behind my house is a cemetery that has a playground on it. And there are a bunch of kids on it. That's kind of crazy that my mic's picking that up because I can barely hear it.
There's a playground on the cemetery?
Playground on the cemetery. It's kind of weird.
Isn't that something?
I mean, it is something.
Okay. Mean Dean. We're locking them in. All right. Ryan, final thoughts before I shut this off?
Happy baseball, everybody. Enjoy. Great draft season.
Yeah. Good luck to everybody out there. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch everybody next time.